cracks are starting to show, and it is incredibly sad.
Stars.
It's over. It's over. Dillon, it's over. The fake Resident Evil fans, they lost. This all-new edition of Resident Evil 3, certified blunder. They lost. How does it feel? How does it feel, fake Resident Evil fans, to officially be a part of the Losers Club? It must be so incredibly sad. And folks, we got a jam-packed stream for you here today. In fact, it's so jam-packed, I don't even know where to begin. But world-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life, a real Resident Evil fan, been there since day one, is here to give you fake Resident Evil fans a reality check. And not only am I here, but of course, Dillon in the details, a real Resident Evil fan, and we are here to talk about a lot. There's a lot that's going to be unpacked here. There's a lot that went down, and we have to continue to serve out those reality checks. Because again, you fake Resident Evil fans that came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, you lost. L-O-S-T. And it's so incredibly sad. But
the one and only W donated $2 through Super Chat. I am a long-time RE4 fan and Rem4K scares me.
Oh, the one and only W, thank you so kindly for your support through Super Chat. Really do appreciate you, and we're going to get to that. I cannot believe, in fact, we'll get to that right now. I cannot believe Resident Evil 4, okay, huge Resident Evil game, the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, they're doing it. And you know why they're doing it? It's not because they want to go in and say, how do we make this better? How can we, think of it as a challenge. They're going in there because it's all about the beds. Yeah,
Yep.
That's what I said.
A little more scratch in their pocket is all they've ever wanted. And it continues to show.
Can you imagine the cut content? Can you imagine? This isn't going to be a remake. Resident Evil 4 remake, that's not what that is. It's going to be an all-new Resident Evil game that's loosely inspired by Resident Evil 4. So when you look at the village, that's probably going to be a backdrop. You're going to run past the village into this new direction because they can't, they only have about 2 years to actually put this thing together, the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom. I mean, you can't expect them to go in, rework the village, rework the castle, rework the island, rework all of these crazy elements, these bosses. I mean, just all of that isn't going to be feasible in just 2 years, especially since it's the same team that did this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3. It's a complete, total disaster, and it's so incredibly sad.
Well, seeing how they've westernized things and made Leon Kennedy into this total pussy, I don't see how they're going to make Resident Evil 4 Leon. Bro,
they're not.
Dude, when we first seen Leon, and, a long time ago, I remember playing in GameStop or something, or Best Buy, something like that. I played Resident Evil 4 for the first time, and I'm like, holy shit, this is a totally different experience. This is like totally... it's action-oriented more so than even Resident Evil 3 is, really. But Leon, he evolved as a character, and he became that for a reason. How the fuck are they going to do that now that Leon is totally like this Justin Bieber-ass dude?
I mean, can you imagine the writing and just the cringe amount of lines that are going to be in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4? So incredibly sad. But not only do we have Resident Evil 4 remake supposedly in the works, we also have Resident Evil 8.
Child donated £5 through Super Chat. The RMS Capcom is sinking incredibly fast into the murky depths of the ocean. Grab a lifeboat while you still can, folks.
Absolutely, the Saunders Child. Thank you so kindly for your support through Super Chat. It's really happening, folks. The Capcom ship is sinking, and it's sinking fast. It hit that iceberg, and eventually it's going to hit rock bottom. I mean, again, at this rate, since you fake Resident Evil fans want to sit there and go, oh, shut up and take my money, Capcom, there won't be a Resident Evil in 15 years from now. There won't, because people are starting to wake up. Some people are actually starting to wake up, believe it or not, and they're starting to wake up and smell that coffee. A lot of people are starting to say, hey, you know what? This all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 wasn't where it needed to be. That's
the one and only W
situation.
donated $5 through Super Chat.
Yes.
Rem4K has been in development since 2018, but no Mikami scares me.
The one and only W, thank you so kindly once again for your support through Super Chat, and that's Shinji Mikami said no.
I don't want shit to do with this, because he knows.
Yeah, because they're not... That is so hard. Why would they do it? Why would they do it? That's the question that I got to ask you, fake resident. What makes them think? I mean, I know why they're doing it, money, of course, but why would they actually put their foot forward and say, hey, we think we can tackle this game? There's no way. There's no way it's going to be even as good, let alone, them thinking that they can make it better.
It's too big of an ordeal for them
That's
right
why
now.
Mikami didn't want to put his name on it, because if it sucks, and this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 was absolute trash.
Yeah.
It's a 4 out of 10. That's why Mikami didn't want to put his name on it, because if it's garbage, it's going to hurt him at the end of the day. That's the reality of the situation. Because again, cut content, reworked characters. It's not going to be a remake in the sense that people are thinking. People are wanting a remake here. They're wanting sort of a remastered, remake-type version of this experience. And it's not going to happen with Resident Evil 4. Okay, that's the reality of the situation. It's an all-new Resident Evil game that's loosely inspired by Resident Evil 4, just like this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3. That wasn't a remake, and just like fake Resident Evil fans, Resident Evil 2. This all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 wasn't a remake. That's what you fake Resident Evil fans need to understand. And I don't know how. Here's the thing. This is what ticks me off so much. The fake Resident Evil fans, they want to sit there and go, oh, Michael, this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 sucks. It's short, it's this, it's that. And it's like, guys, a lot of the things that you have concerns with in this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 could also be applied to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. This all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 is short, cut content, disposable, half-assed, the writing is cringe. I mean, they are very much so the same freaking games, except one is worse than the other. But they're very, very similar, to be honest with you.
To be
So
honest,
I don't know how one goes from 10 out of 10 to, a 4 out of 10. Because here's the thing. It was never a 10 out of 10. This all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 was hot garbage. Just like this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3.
Well, to me now, it's easier to say that Resident Evil 2 is not garbage, because this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 is so incredibly fucking
Oh, it's
bad.
garbage.
Dude, we beat
Well-
it in 4 hours and got all the content.
Yeah.
All that's there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the well, at least this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 had the Scenario B bullshit, but that was fucking half-assed.
So you play it 3 times, and I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. But bro, they are not significantly changed scenarios. I did like that little surprise we got when the tyrant was killed by William Birkin. That was pretty sweet. That kind of like stood out for me as a moment. But other than that, it really wasn't worth playing through more than once.
Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. But the fake Resident Evil fans, as I'm sure they're saying down below, oh, Micah, you're so wrong about this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. No, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong about this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. You can't sit there and say it's a masterpiece when the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, they did the exact same thing that they did to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 and will continue to do since you fake Resident Evil fans enable the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom. They're going to continue to do it with Resident Evil 4. So you fake Resident Evil fans are saying, oh, Matt, we don't want, Resident Evil 4 to be remade. Yeah, your ass is going to be there day one. That's the sad situation. And yeah, if you're just joining us, what do the fake Resident Evil fans say? Well, if you're just joining us, I did clickbait you, so, if there's no PS5 version of this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3.
There's not?
No, there's not, okay?
Well, let me tell you what. A lot of crazies in here tonight. RE4 is garbage. RE3 Remake is a great game. Like, bro, okay.
Well, they're just trolling and baiting because they know at the end of the day they're already bored out of their skull. A lot of the fake Resident Evil fans are already bored out of their skull. They finished this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 in, 2 or 3 hours. They moved on. Now they're bored out of their skull. And here's the funny thing. Capcom, they automatically started talking, well, not Capcom, but so much word came out about the future of Resident Evil the last week or so. It's unbelievable. You got Resident Evil 8 talk. You got, talk about Resident Evil 4. And it's like, man, the talk about this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 came and went.
Mark King donated $5 through Super Chat. Played through this game for a few short hours. You predicted correctly that this was a pathetic cash grab. They don't believe in repeat customers.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark King, for your Super Chat. Really do appreciate you. And it's so incredibly sad. So incredibly sad. Yeah, I predicted this. I told you guys that the cracks were starting to show, but no one wanted to listen. They wanted to sit there and go, oh, Mac, you don't know what you're talking about. Why don't you go back to V? You fake Resident Evil fans, go back to V, because they love shilling this game over at V. They love shilling this game
donated
over at
$1
V.
through Super Chat. Re-releasing RE4 on every platform wasn't enough.
For real. Thank you, MR, so kindly for your support, the Super Chat. And that's the thing, too. It's like, dude, you can literally play RE4 on everything. Nintendo Switch. It just came out on Nintendo Switch, I think, last year. PS4, Xbox One, PC, iPad, iPhone. I mean, the whole nine. There's not too much you can play on except maybe Google Stadia and maybe, Wii U or some shit. Actually, I don't know. Maybe, so that's the thing too. It's like, okay, you have this and all this current hardware. You have it all going on.
The
So what's
Saunders
the
Child
point?
donated £5 through Super Chat. The fake Resident Evil fans are essentially comprised of the Wankers Association.
Yeah, absolutely. The Saunders Child. Thank you so kindly for your support. The Super Chat. Yeah, they're a part of the Losers Club. They're a part of the Losers Club, and the fake Resident Evil fans that still want to sit there and be so combative. Oh, Mac, you're wrong. It's a fun game. It's worth $60. No, you lost. You're a part of the Losers Club, and you continue to lose on a daily basis. And you know why that's the case? It's because you're too busy going. Too busy doing stupid, silly crap like that at the end of the day is going to get you nowhere. It's time to put your foot down, more so now than ever. Time to put your foot down and stop enabling the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom. They're going to destroy Resident Evil 4. And we all need to speak up. There needs to be free content for this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3. They should literally fucking make the game. And just remake the game. Screw Resident Evil 4, remake the game, because the remake that we got, which by the way was a remake, absolute trash. Okay, we deserve
Miguel
better.
Alexander Alfaro Escobar donated $2 through Super Chat. Oh Mackle, these fake fans need to go see DR Phil.
Absolutely, Miguel. Thank you so kindly for your support. The Super Chat. They need to go see Dr. Phil. I told the fake Resident Evil fan, no, that's the reality of the situation. They need to go see Dr. Phil. I don't care what you want to sit there and say, oh, Macca, you need help. No, you need help. You need to make an appointment with Dr. Phil. I don't know if he's taking appointments, but when he is taking appointments, go see Dr. Phil. We'll all be on Dr. Phil, and I will tell Dr. Phil that, you know what, I'm right here. And Dr. Phil is going to assess the situation. He's going to look at the fake Resident Evil fans, about 100 of you, and he's going to look at me, and he's going to say, hey, look, the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, they didn't hit that home run. And this all-new upcoming edition, come on, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 was not where it needed to be. Therefore, world-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life is indeed right. Go back to V and shill this garbage. Because I know most of you came from there. You came from V, and they love to shill over at V. Oh, this game sucks. Bullshit. That's a shill in disguise. That's what they do. They play contrarian over at V. Oh, this game sucks. But they actually played to shut up and take my money. That's what they did. That's what they always do over there. And Steam and Reddit and Twitter, it's so sad. It's so incredibly sad. It's so incredibly sad how you continue to sit there and defend this. You continue to sit there and go, oh, Michael, this is actually a lot of fun. If I had fun, therefore it's worth the time. It's worth the price of admission. No, it's a 2-hour game. And it's a 2-hour game that could have been so much more. Again, they need to remake this game. There should be a free remake on PS5 and Xbox Series X. I shit you not. No, they should seriously say, we fucked up here. At least free DLC that's more than 5 hours long. I shit you not. There needs to be more meat on this bone. You played it. You know that this game, this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 is garbage. But that wasn't a surprise. We tried telling the fake Resident Evil fans that the cracks were starting to show. We tried telling you guys that this was going to be a huge, colossal failure. Okay? But you wanted to go over to V. Oh, this is going to be awesome. It's actually great. You're just a contrarian.
Emma donated $1 through Super Chat. Rear demo was 20 of the final game Lamau.
Literally, yeah. Emma, thank you so kindly once again for your support, the Super Chat. Bro, the demo. That's Raccoon City.
That's really the majority of Raccoon City, too. Like, dude it's as...
And they said, literally Capcom, the producer, I think his name is Peter. Could be wrong on that. But the producer said that you're going to be able to explore more of Raccoon City.
Oh, I seen
than
the
the original game. Can you believe the lies? Can you believe the lies? And you shills want to sit there and defend this. You shills want to sit there and go, oh my God,
The
you're so
Saunders
wrong.
Child donated £2 through Super Chat. Resident Evil 4 being remade is so unnecessary.
It absolutely is the Saunders Child. Thank you so kindly once again for your support, the Super Chat. Bro, why would they think about doing that? That's stupid. That's like, I don't even know what that's like. That's like someone remaking Back to the Future. An unknown fucking director coming in and saying, I want to remake Back to the Future. Without Michael J. Fox, without the DeLorean. I mean, come on. Yeah, exactly. That's what that's like. Resident Evil 4, without that game, this franchise wouldn't be alive.
Whoa.
It's not a Resident Evil game, let's be honest. I think that's arguable. But it's a great action shooter. Okay?
Oh,
and it
yeah,
was
it's
change,
fantastic.
especially. Yeah, it was change, especially at the time that was definitely needed. They needed to usher in change in order to continue with this franchise. So again, looking back on it now, it's not necessarily a great Resident Evil game if it is a Resident Evil game at all. But still, it's fun, compelling, addictive. I think it did what it needed to do. And the fact that they're actually going back, these lazy millennial devs, literally, and they're going to go back and smear that game, that's sad.
You know, man, the thing I'm worried about the most isn't how it's going to work. Like, they know how to do over-the-shoulder camera view type of games.
Well, I hope.
But what they're going to ruin is the Trader, Ashley, Lewis, bro, Salazar. They're going to take all of those characters, suck the soul out of them, westernize
soulless,
them.
disposable. It's going to be what the first game. I mean, Resident Evil 4 initially on GameCube is 2 discs.
Yeah.
And sure, you could say that's because it's GameCube, but still, the game is lengthy. Compared to most Resident Evil titles. So again, we're basically looking at a 4 to 5, 6 hour experience. Original Resident Evil 4 now condensed down to a 2-hour game, if that. I mean, that's sad. It's so sad. And not only that, but they have more weight on their shoulders now because not only are they, remaking Resident Evil 4, reimagining it, but it's going to be on next generation hardware. So, I'm expecting more out of the graphics, the fidelity, the IQ, especially from the RE engine. How realistic are these characters going to look even more? And Zombie Gore, you can't turn that back now. They have no excuses. You know what I mean? No excuses.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say Resident Evil 4 was notorious.
Well, no, but I'm saying, it should be at least as gory as the
Enigma
original.
STG makes donated 5 Australian dollars through Super Chat. Couldn't agree with you more, world-class veteran video game critic.
Absolutely.
hand.
Enigma, thank you so kindly for your support there, Super Chat. Really do appreciate you. And I'll tell you what, we're going to be opening up the lines on Skype. The real Resident Evil fans, we know you're going to be there on Skype. The fake Resident Evil fans, we don't know if you're able to call on Skype because you're so scared. You're probably booking an appointment with Dr. Phil. Nonetheless, this is the reality of the situation. This is what you fake Resident Evil fans need to understand, is that the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, they didn't hit that home run. I mean, it's a testament to how many people are in here watching us, how many people are joining us, they're engaging with us, because they're already bored out of their skull. They completed this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3, and they moved on.
Dabbling Cuban donated $20 through Super Chat. The city is a huge immersive area, but it is not an open world. Peter Fabiano, the Resident Evil 3 producer. Yeah, no, SHT Sherlock, it's not even a game, let alone a world.
Oh, Jesus Lord. Dabbling Cuban, thank you so kindly for your support through Super Chat. And that's so sad. How do they come out and get away with that? You know what I mean? If EA said that, oh shit, the pitchforks. Yeah, the pitchforks would be out. If Bethesda said that, oh shit, the pitchforks would be out. But Capcom, they can say anything, and they can get away with it. And it's thanks to you fake Resident Evil fans. You fake Resident Evil fans are stupid idiots. Sorry, but you are. Stupid idiots that quite clearly need to go see Dr. Bill. Wake up and smell the coffee and realize
donated
that you've
$1 through
lost.
Super Chat. Operation Raccoon actually outsold Rhea first week.
And Mark, thank you so kindly for your support through Super Chat. Yeah, this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 shipped, not sold, but shipped 2 million units, okay? So, I can't really tell on whether or not that's good or bad, but, look, that's still a little too high, to be honest. I mean, we played what they put out. It was trash. It was, like, objectively a bad game. Just trash.
Imagine paying $60 for this.
Dude!
Imagine paying $60
They
for this.
did! The fake Resident, that's why I say, you need to go see Dr. Phil. Tell V, get V in here, okay? Tell V, because I'm going to give them a damn reality check. The shows over there want to sit there and play contrarian. Oh, Michael, this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 is better than the original. So damn clever. No. You lost. You lost. And it's time again for you to wake up and smell that coffee. And if not that, make an appointment with Dr. Phil, okay? Because again, you have the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom. They are working on Resident Evil 4. That team. It's the B team. Not the A team. The B team. That's a fucking shit show. Huge red flag.
Well,
That's why
hopefully-
Mikami said no.
Oh, of course he said no. He's not touching this shit show. He's done. He said bye-bye long ago because he did a masterpiece already. He's
Tensa
done his
donated
time.
$2 through Super Chat. Top platinum and 55 minutes runs already. Game sucks.
Spencer, thank you so kindly for your support through Super Chat. Really do appreciate you. And that's the reality of the situation. Short, and I predicted this. I told you guys weeks, months ago that this was going to be the reality of the situation. You can go back and look at the catalog. You can go back and see that I was there pushing really hard and really strong in the face of adversity in front of all of you fake Resident Evil fans. Oh, Michael, you're a crackhead. Oh, Michael, you need to go see Dr. Phil. No. Who needs to go see Dr. Phil now? You do. Because you wasted $60. You wasted your hard-earned money here on this all-new additional Resident Evil 3. That's what you've done. Dillon Craig, yeah. I know who that is. Dillon Craig?
Yeah, I recognize that.
Yeah, he's a hater.
Yeah.
So he unsubscribed and now he's back in business. He probably just came from V. They're telling V. Is the view count going up? Because if it is, they're telling V.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. Yeah. Okay, now that we have V in here, okay, look, you shills over at V. You think you're so clever. Oh, Michael, I'm so cool. No, you lost. It's objectively a bad game. It's objectively trash, okay? You look at the user score and you will see that this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 quite clearly wasn't where it needed to be. A 5.5 on PC. That's what the user said.
Generous. That's very, very generous. That's more than fair. Shit, I give it a 24% out of fucking 100%. Bro, do you know what that means? That's worse than a failure. That's abysmal, okay? Judging it solely alone on the single-player campaign and what is within that. Even the extras, the collectibles, are not interactable anymore like they used to be. You used to be able to make the animations work and the models and shit. Gone. Completely all gone. Dude.
And I've seen some fake Resident Evil fans saying, oh, Michael, there's replayability. How is the replayability?
Where?
What they're saying is, oh, Michael, you can go into the shop and replay the game and then unlock items in the shop. That's the replayability.
The infinite pistol. Oh, boy.
Yeah,
I'm so fucking...
that's a cop-out excuse for replayability. So instead of actually adding in the live action mechanic, the choice action mechanic, they ditched that, they added it in the shop, and they sat there and pandered to streamers,
Saunders
to
Child
speedrunners.
donated
So
£2
incredibly sad.
through Super Chat. Resident Evil 8 Village will recycle old assets.
The Saunders Child, thank you so kindly for your support, the Super Chat. And that's true, too. You know, Resident Evil 8, we've been hearing more about that. The Village, hallucinations, Ethan, witches, werewolves, so on and so forth. First person again. And honestly, some of it sounds stupid. Some of it sounds a little bit interesting. We'll ultimately have to see where those chips do fall. But it does seem like the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom are reusing assets already for the Resident Evil 4 remake from Resident
Dabbling
Evil Village.
Cuban donated $10 through Super Chat.
Oh, yeah.
They need to stop basing the whole game on speed runs. Nobody cares
Absolutely.
about speed runs, and Peter Fabiano needs to be tarred and feathered through the tiny streets that are Raccoon City.
They need to fire Peter. That's what they need to do. Dabbling Cuban, thank you so kindly once again for your support through Super Chat. Really do appreciate you, man. And it's so incredibly sad how they blatantly lie. They blatantly lied not only about the size of Raccoon City and saying that it's bigger than the original game, but Mr. X, or Nemesis AI. They said that the Nemesis AI was more,
Miguel Alexander Alfaro Escobar donated $2 through Super Chat. I guess Capcom will remake the soulless RE5. Oop.
They will do anything. Thank you, Miguel, once again so kindly for your support, the Super Chat. They will do anything to make a quick buck. And that's because the fake Resident Evil fans, they came from Fortnite. They came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. Somehow, some way, they jumped off of that bus. And now they're here. They landed in Raccoon City. And now, as such, they've infested this franchise. They said this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 was a 10 out of 10. Absolutely not. Disposable, half-assed, soulless, cut content.
Ventor11225 donated $1 through Super Chat. The fakery fans need to call Dr. Phil.
Absolutely, Ventor. Thank you so kindly for your support through Super Chat. Really do appreciate you. We need to get on Dr. Phil. Not because we're in the wrong. No, Dr. Phil is going to be on our side. We are right here, objectively. We're not wrong. You can sit there and laugh because you're a fake Resident Evil fan. Because deep down, they were exposing you, Dillon, in the details. They said, oh, Michael, he actually enjoys it. And then you got triggered because, you know what? You were like, oh, I love this game. It's so fun. No. See, they're coming from V. Well, we do appreciate the subscribers, no doubt. But I know they're coming from V because I told them to come from V. I told them to get their ass over here, get in here, because you need a reality check. That's the reality of the situation. And I was going to say something, but I don't remember what it was.
The only exposed one here is you. Playing it on assisted mode through the hospital.
That's because
I beat it OG
hey,
style, man.
Bullshit! You had to give the controller to me because you couldn't defeat the sewers part. Oh, Mac, this is hard.
it was no problem.
The only reason why I had to put it on assisted was because I was playing as Carlos through that one stupid-ass silly segment where the zombies keep coming in.
Dabbling Cuban donated $5 through Super Chat. They said Nemi would make it like playing a different game for each playthrough because you would never know when you would encounter him. Lies.
Oh, Lord, Dabbling Cuban, thank you so kindly once again for your support, the Super Chat. I am tired of the lazy millennial. I cannot believe they got away with it. Again, if this were Bethesda, if this were EA, if this were even Xbox, oh, shit, the internet would have their hands in the air, V would go crazy, oh my God! But again, Capcom, they can do no wrong. They blatantly lied. They blatantly fucking lied. That's what they've done.
And it won't be the first time either, because they are selling this product like hotcakes, as far as I know.
Well, 2 million shipped.
Well, yeah, but digitally, I don't know what's going on digitally. Because, you know, the era we're in.
No,
right
yeah,
now,
that's the whole Resident Evil fan base. 90% of the Resident Evil fan base. Because, again, they came from Fortnite.
Yeah.
So they don't believe in it. They don't know what a disc is.
Well, I truly wonder how Resistance is doing, because that's obviously what cost $60.
Well, that is dead already. And if it ain't dead now, it's going to be dead very soon. You know, ain't no one going to, that's not going to have any longevity, replayability, because the servers are going to be empty. You know what I mean? No one's playing that trash, absolute trash. But what I was saying is, like the thumbnail and the title of this video, the clickbait, they should give us a free PS5 version. To be quite frank, that's what they should do. They should give us a free PS5 version, because quite clearly they didn't hit that home run initially. So they should give us a remake and do it right. Literally just start over. You know what I mean?
They might as well not waste their time. This rock sank deep in the water, bro. There ain't no fixing this. You can't fix this. You'd have to start from fucking scratch. You know?
Yeah, that's what they need to do.
It's too late.
Bullshit.
They've done it. They are, dude.
Whatever, it's fake Resident Evil fan. Don't lie. Just sit there and admit to the people at V, to the fake Resident Evil fans, to the people who are here, that you know what, you loved it.
I didn't
Okay,
love
well,
it.
then let's hear this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. Let's sit there and dissect that real quick. Because the only thing that this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 has over this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 is the zombie
donated
board
35 Swedish krona through Super Chat. Ashley will look like a man with pants, LOL.
Oh. Demzy, thank you so kindly for your support through Super Chat. Really do appreciate you. I can't even imagine what they're going to do with the characters you have. I mean, all of these iconic characters in the Resident Evil universe, and you know it's going to be a fucking shit show. I mean, you know it's going to be fucking sad. And not only sad, but soulless. They're going to redesign these characters, and they're going to look like trash.
I think there's only two courses of action here. They're either going to completely change it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they can't do what they did.
Darkfires XPM donated £2 through Super Chat. Capcom needs to go back to fixed camera angles.
Absolutely, Darkfires. Really do appreciate your support. Thank you so kindly for the support to the Super Chat. And they need to go back to they need to go back to the fixed camera angle perspective. But you know what? They ain't doing that. That will not make them money. And Capcom, quite clearly, they're all in it for the money. It's not like these developers are out there to put together something that's unbelievably amazing, that's worthwhile, that's going to be talked about, for the next 2 decades. Absolutely not. It's a testament to how they have the ball, they're fumbling the ball, they're not scoring that.
Miguel Alexander Alfaro Escobar donated $2 through Super Chat. Gmail Jill Balls fans need to call Dr. Phil up.
Absolutely, Miguel. Thank you so kindly once again for your support through Super Chat. Really do appreciate you. If we could get on Dr. Phil, I would be there. And I need all of the fake Resident Evil fans to stand on the bleachers and say, you know what, you got to admit that you're in denial. Because that's the first part of the process. You have to admit that you are wrong. They are wrong. The fake Resident Evil fans aren't right.
Definitely not.
Well, don't look at me like I'm a freaking idiot.
Well, I don't know
we all need to be on Dr. Phil. No.
38 donated $1 through Super Chat. Mackle, why the hell did you cover NBA Live?
Well, Jordan 38, thank you so kindly for your support. The Super Chat, really do appreciate it. Well, I mean, look, NBA 2K, it's a shit show, okay? They're in it for the cash grab, the money as well. And I thought, you know what? NBA Live, the developers are trying to bring this motherfucker back in a way that makes sense. No one's covering it because everyone likes 2K. That's all, that's the Fortnite of fucking basketball. So I thought, well, let's give some coverage to NBA Live because no one in the freaking moon is covering that. Okay, listen to the way it makes sense. So I wanted to cover NBA Live.
The Saunders Child donated £2 through Super Chat. That lab section was so lazily designed, Capcom.
It was so incredibly sad. The Saunders Child, thank you so kindly for your support. Super Chat. What?
The lab was my only part.
Yeah, but I mean, it was lazy as shit. And it was basically reused assets
Wrong.
from the. What do you mean?
Nest 1 was a totally different kind of lab.
Yeah, but
This
Nest 2 they took the walls and the textures on the walls and they copied
Wrong!
You're an idiot. You're a fake. You need to go see Dr. Phil. They will sign you up for Dr.
Why
Phil.
don't you look
so
at
you
a
better shut your
screenshot of
mouth.
Nest 1 and then look at Nest 2 and then we'll see what's up.
I think you've already pre-ordered the Resident Evil 4 remake at this point.
Can you?
But you know what? No, luckily. It's not even been confirmed.
Oh,
and that's the
Jesus.
thing that I want to bring up next. Some of the fake Resident Evil fans are trying to play contrarian. I don't know if they're coming from V, I don't know where they're coming from. But some of the fake Resident Evil fans are trying to sit there and go, oh, Michael, it ain't actually real. I was in the Resident Evil Reddit Discord, and wow, what a shit show in there. And they were saying, I don't know if they were trolling or what have you, but they were like, oh, it ain't confirmed. Well, no shit, it ain't confirmed. But if you mean to tell me that Capcom isn't going to remake Resident Evil 4, you're out of your freaking mind. You definitely need to go see Dr. Phil, because this is a huge, huge moneymaker for Capcom. They're obviously going to remake Resident Evil 4. They would be stupid
The
not to.
Saunders Child donated £2 through Super Chat. Code, Veronica is the real Resident Evil 3 or 4.
The Saunders Child, thank you so kindly for your support. The Super Chat, once again, really do appreciate you. And yeah, Code Veronica seems to be left in the dark, which is surprising.
I don't really understand why
Well, here's the thing. If you are in it for the money, what do you remake? Do you remake Code Veronica, a game that maybe about, 20, 50,000 people played? Or do you remake Resident Evil 4, a game that everyone knows about? Exactly.
Bro, let's get down to the brass.
I'm going to put your ass on Dr. Phil, you son
Emma
of a bitch.
donated $1 through Super Chat. Capcom stole $60. They have no DLC plans for Rhea.
That's why MR, thank you so kindly once again for your support, Super Chat. That's why
No
they need
DLC?
Yeah, no free LD, no DLC. They're done. They did what they they threw some slop out there, and the fake Resident Evil fans went to that damn buffet. They looked at that slop and said, "Oh my god." That's what happened. That's why they should remake the damn game on PS5. Look at the thumbnail of this video. That's how Nemesis should look. The detail, the depth. I mean, unbelievably sad.
Dude, fuck the remakes.
Agatha Jordan 38 donated $1 through Super Chat. Mac, can you say that foaming out the mouth thing?
Well, I can try. I mean, Jordan 38, thank you once again so kindly for your support. The Super Chat, really do appreciate you. Yeah, they are foaming at the mouth. They are foaming at the mouth. The fake Resident Evil fans, they're foaming at the mouth because ultimately they're deprived of content already.
Well, I mean, yeah. Dude!
No shit! Wake up and smell the coffee, damn it! Because you need to do that. You play the damn thing. You know it's not where it needs to be. So let's get up on this damn hype train. Let's go over to, Clueless Capcom, the lazy millennial that's over at Clueless Capcom, and hold up the damn sign that says not by Resident Evil. Because you know it's coming next. You know it's going to be fucking rumored next. They're going to go back to the Shinji Mikami remake, and my oh my.
Why would they go 2, 3, and 4 and then back to the...
Because 2, 3, 4, that makes fucking sense. 2, what comes after 2, Dillon? 3, what comes after 3, Dillon? 4.
And then back to number 1?
They are pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans that don't know how to fucking count. Yeah, they'll go back to 1.
Patrick Swayze donated $2 through Super Chat.
Patrick Swayze.
What is your thoughts on camera perspective?
Oh, from the grave.
RE 3.5 camera perspective. Patrick Swayze, thank you so kindly for your support, Patrick Swayze. Do appreciate you. RE 3.5.
I've heard that said, but I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, I mean, I assume it's a tad bit different from the final product. It's been a little while.
Is that like
yeah, it's some fucking
a port or a tweak?
Well, it's an it didn't come to fruition.
It's not an official thing.
It was a concept or what it was going to be or what it was at one point. It's just like Resident Evil 4. Before Resident Evil 4 turned into that action shooter, it was totally different. It was much more akin to this crazy ass experience.
Yeah.
Matt San Diego donated $1 through Super Chat. The only critic who correctly called these all new editions of Rhea's disappointments. World class.
Hell yeah, Matt San Diego. Thank you so kindly for your support. The Super Chat, really do appreciate you. And that's, again, because we care about this franchise. The fake Resident Evil fans, weeks ago, they called in, and we're going to do calls again. We're going to do calls, okay? We will be doing calls. They called in, and they said, oh, Macca, you ain't nothing but a fake Resident Evil fan. You ain't nothing but a hater. A hater? No. Again, you need to be on the Dr. Phil show because, again, Dr. Phil is going to assess this objectively. He's going to stand there. He's going to be the moderator, and he's going to look at the fake Resident Evil fans, and he's going to look at world-class veteran video game critic Michael is Life, and he's going to look at you, who doesn't goddamn fucking say a word, and he's going to sit there and say, who's right? Boom. Gonna point to us. World class veteran video game critic Michael does life and Dillon in the details. And the fake Resident Evil fans are gonna sit there and start a riot. But we'll have security. So it'll be like
Wow.
it'll be like Dr. Phil meets Jerry Springer.
I hope I have a dream like that. That sounds fucking
Well,
cool.
look, that's the reality
But
of the
Dr. Phil can get fucked. That guy don't exist to me, okay? He doesn't matter, doesn't exist.
That's rude. Because you know what? Maybe you need to see him. Maybe you need to admit that you're in denial about this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3. Because you know what? They called you out. They said that, oh, Dillon in the details, he actually likes this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3.
Michael does assisted mode.
Yeah, okay.
The Saunders child donated £2 through Super Chat. Capcom does not do it. That's false marketing.
It's so incredibly sad. The Saunders child, thank you so kindly for your support. The Super Chat, Blue, appreciate you. I don't know how you can come away from this and say this is a 10 out of 10. I mean, I don't think anyone did that. I mean, outside of IGN maybe. But I cannot believe so many people sat there and said, oh, shut up and take my money, Capcom. You know, this is a short experience. And again, you look at the future of this franchise, knowing what we know about Resident Evil 8, first person, Ethan, you know, this, that, and the third. You look at Resident Evil 4 Remake, and it's like, guys, there's not much hope for this fucking franchise at this point. I literally told you, you know, this franchise won't exist in 15 years from now at this point. Just because they make money, it doesn't mean that it's worthwhile.
Agatha Jordan 38 donated $1 through Super Chat. Mackle lays in bed at night bumping Drake foaming.
Jordan 38, thank you so kindly once again for your support. The Super Chat, really do appreciate you. I don't know really what that means, but I'll tell you, I'm foaming at the mouth because I know that people, they sat there and they said, shut up and take my money. They played that game. They probably bought fucking, you know, cosmetics for fucking, you know, Project Resistance.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if there, I didn't fucking install that. Cause
No,
like
there definitely is, bro. Look at it. It's the Fortnite experience. It's any of those. It's Friday the 13th style gameplay. Bro, that's where they make the money. That's what they were hoping to do, like GTA 5 did with their online. They have been making
Well, yeah,
money.
but that's quality. They're actually putting something worth. They fucking built the whole casino.
I don't give a flying...
Because you're stupid. You need to go see Dr. Phil. Maybe you're a stupid idiot as well.
Because I'm not
Join the
pleased with
fake
GTA
Resident-
5?
That's fucking Rockstar. Don't compare Rockstar to the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom.
Hey, they
It's
used
a
to
fucking
be
9-day
comparable back in the day.
Yeah, but the GTA 5 experience alone is better than the whole goddamn Resident Evil franchise, at least as of late.
Yeah, as of late, but...
You're a Sony fanboy. You're a fake Resident Evil fan.
I have an Xbox.
Yeah.
Don't even start.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Look at it like this. You pre-order the game for $60, putting your faith in Capcom. They give you the content that you unlock, supposedly the original outfit that Jill Valentine was wearing. Guess what? She's wearing fucking shorts, dude. She's wearing
Well,
shorts.
I know, but we didn't get that. We didn't.
It doesn't
we didn't pre-order
matter.
we didn't pre-order the game. It was behind a fucking paywall.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm saying
Well,
the
yeah.
people who did pay for the paywall fucking shit, they didn't get the real content anyway. They didn't get the old original music, the decent score. It's all gone, okay? And these people fucking paid for it.
Yeah, they bought this shit hook, line, and sinker because Peter Fabio said, "Oh my God, the streets of Raccoon City are fucking 10 times bigger."
Peter Fabio.
Well, whatever his name, that's the producer over at Capcom. He sat there and fucking shilled this shit and lied blatantly about this fucking all-new edition of Resident Evil 3. And you fake Resident Evil fans, you bought a hook, line, and sinker. Oh man, you know it's so incredibly sad. You took the bait.
Patrick Swayze donated $5 through Super Chat. Camera was classic fixed camera but over the shoulder aiming like Re 4. I think it would be awesome. What do you?
Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze, once again, thank you. Patrick Swayze, once again, thank you so kindly for your support. The Super Chat, really do appreciate you. That seems interesting, but it might be a little bit of a jarring experience because if you go from fixed to over the shoulder third person in a matter of like a split second, it could very well be jarring to the player. But I think there's definitely a way to implement the fixed camera angle style today in the modern day era. Absolutely.
Bro, we seen the concept art. They were planning for that the entire time.
Well, someone
Resident
stepped
Evil 2
in, yeah,
and Resident
yeah,
Evil
this
3.
all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. Well, someone stepped in and said, "Hey, look, that ain't gonna make you shit. You know, you ain't gonna make any money." But it should have been at least an unlockable. But the thing is, they're literally lazy. They're millennial. They want to do the bare minimum because they have a deadline to meet. They gotta fucking throw this slop out there and call it a day. And everyone's like, "Oh my God, this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 is a masterpiece." How is it a masterpiece? When you compare it to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3, there's a bit of a difference. But it isn't a night and day difference, because both are pretty much in that same category, I would say. Both are rushed, they're soulless, they're disposable. It's not me being the contrarian about this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, it's just the reality of the situation. Yeah, it has an extra scenario, but it's like, it's copy and paste pretty much, with a few exceptions.
Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, there's all new edition.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, it's a night and day
Agatha
difference for me,
Jordan
but they're still in
38
the
donated
failure
$1 through
section.
Super Chat. Mackle, are you a 49ers fan? I saw that damn poster.
Well, Jordan 38, thank you so kindly once again for your support. The Super Chat, really do appreciate you. Well, 49ers are pretty cool. I mean, I'm not too big on football, but, 49ers.
This guy I don't
Chicago Bears.
watch.
You don't watch anything, okay? They will expose you for your fake Walking Dead poster. You don't know nothing about The Walking Dead because you're a poser fan.
I know fucking everything.
Yeah.
Man. I got the poster right there. We're in quarantine right now, just like Negan's in prison.
Yeah.
That's season 4. That's
Yeah.
season 9.
Thesaurus
Suck it.
Child donated £2 through Super Chat. Redfield better receive an improvement. Seriously.
Yes. You're talking about Claire or Chris? Because, I mean, let's get down to the brass tacks here.
Whoa.
Claire is the only one we care about, okay? That's why Code Veronica should be...
Well, Code Veronica ain't on the list. But thank you so kindly, the Saunders Child, for your support. The Super Chat, really do appreciate it. Why would they remake, business-wise, why the fuck would they remake a game that no one actually cares about, except, maybe...
Let's get down to the brass tacks, Michael, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah!
Sex sells. We want more
Yeah,
Claire.
but,
Okay?
well,
Okay?
they should make it up. They should make it up and say, you know what? We're going to tackle on Code Veronica as a surprise to Resident Evil 4.
Then they'll half-ass both
They're going to
of them.
put damn
Darth
multiplayer
Legion
in
donated
Resident Evil 4. You know that's
$5
gonna
through
happen.
Super Chat.
That's-
If they are going to remake something, then they should go with Code Veronica X at the very least in attempt to redeem themselves.
Darth Legion, I agree, and I thank you so kindly for your support. The Super Chat, I really do appreciate you. And, but it doesn't make sense for Capcom to do it in a business sense because it just doesn't make too much sense. Because, again, you want to remake Code Veronica that's going to please, maybe the internet crowd and the old school fans. But, again, they're not after that small demographic. They're not after that small pool. They're after the fucking, sea, the goddamn ocean. And, as such, they're going to look at Resident Evil 4. That's seemingly what they're tackling next, and they're destroying greatness once again. But I would rather have them destroy Resident Evil 4 than the Shinji Mikami remake, to be quite frank, because that's literally Resident Evil. If you were to look up Resident Evil in the dictionary, you would see the Shinji Mikami remake. That's what you would see. So, again, I would rather have them destroy Resident Evil 4. If they're going to destroy anything, because they are going to destroy. They destroyed this all new. They destroyed Resident Evil 3. They destroyed Resident Evil 2. I think we can all agree on that.
Most can agree on
Well.
Resident Evil 3. And I'm willing to make an exception here. Resident Evil 2, whatever. It missed the mark.
Ugh.
We don't all
It's-
have to agree on that, but we have to factually agree. Look at this objectively. Bro, Resident Evil 3 has been demolished, okay? There is no
Well, that's why-
opinion there.
Well, that's why it's been less than 2 weeks, and we're already talking about Resident Evil 8,
Christian
Resident Evil 4
Romero
remake.
donated $1 through Super Chat. Just beating Resident Evil 3 remake, it was too short to be $60. Hoping the upcoming new edition of The Last of Us 2 will save Survivor Horror.
Christian Romero, thank you so kindly once again for your support through Super Chat. Well, The Last of Us Part 2, we don't know if that's coming out. I mean, it has no
It's
release
coming.
date. Well, no shit, it's coming out, but there's no...
That's the final
They
cash grab.
delisted it. Well, so now, what are you talking about? Because here's the thing. You just called Cash Grab, Naughty Dog Cash Grab?
I didn't say soulless.
Well,
It's their final jab at the bank, okay?
well, yeah.
And beyond that, they're going to port it to PS5 with improved, 120 frames or whatever the fuck or they're going to do. It doesn't... The point is this. It's coming out. Because that's big money.
But
They've
what?
sank
But on what?
PlayStation 4.
And?
And that it'll be ported to PS5.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah. Well, look, you got to look. I mean, they're being really weird about how they're releasing this thing because they're blaming the coronavirus, and I'm sure it's impacting it somewhat. But at the same time, there's other games that are supposedly still on track, and I mean, yeah, they're farther up in the Last of Us Part 2.
Cyberpunk.
Well, that's going to be delayed again. Calling it right here and right now. Cyberpunk 2077 delayed again.
I'm not calling shit. It might come out.
Well, the Cyberpunk fans, I think I made a video and I took it down, but I made a video on Cyberpunk 2077 and I said it was going to be delayed.
Breath of the
and no one
Wild
believed- Oh, that's
donated
it's on
$2
track.
Canadian dollars through Super Chat. Ho 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 ho.
That's what the fake Resident Evil fans are doing on a daily basis, and it's so incredibly sad. Breath of the Wild, thank you so kindly once again for your support, the super chat. I really do appreciate you. Guys, let's see what they're saying in chat, because I'll tell you what, I just don't, I don't know how you guys can accept this. I don't know how you guys can sit
chaos. There you go. Take.
I don't need it! I don't need it!
The
I don't
Saunders
need
child
it!
donated £2 through Super Chat. Will
Oh,
the merchant
Jesus.
even return in Resident Evil 4?
Probably not.
Hell no!
Probably
Hell no.
fucking not.
No! Hell no!
And
you
if he
won't.
does, imagine how.
No! The voice! What are you buying, stranger? God damn it!
Probably be a woman now and fucking, you know,
Just voiceless.
voiceless.
Yeah.
A sexless, voiceless
The
mannequin.
Saunders child, thank you so kindly once again for your support. The super chat, I really do appreciate you.
Or even the scenario, dude, thinking, what was the point of Resident Evil 4, Michael? What was the mission?
You got to get Ashley,
Yeah, and who's Ashley?
the president's daughter.
Yep. Do you think that's going to translate well to the world they've been creating with Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, the all-new editions? Do you think that's going to translate well?
No.
Because
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not remaking it. It's an all new Resident Evil game.
it better be.
It has to be. They cannot go back in there and fuck with what's already been done. They have to go back, start from scratch, and kind of work around the familiar elements, just like they did the Clocktower here in this all-new edition. They put it in there so that, you know, they would have seemed like they were pandering to the real Resident Evil fans, but they weren't, because they pissed them off more than they did anything. But that's what they're going to do. So, yeah, you might have a village moment, but you might instead go into the sewers instead of going into the freaking castle. I mean, honestly, it's going to be a shit show. I mean,
There will be no castle.
Well, it might be in the backdrop.
Calling it right now. No, there ain't going to be no castle. It ain't going to be all dark and gothic like it was in Resident Evil 4. It's going to be... Dude, I cannot even imagine, okay? I cannot even
Hopefully it
Agatha
doesn't exist.
Jordan
Maybe it's just
38
fake.
donated $1 through Super Chat. You should do stand-up comedy Shyatt.
Well, Jordan38, thank you so kindly for your support once again through Super Chat. Really do appreciate you. I mean, if the fake Resident Evil fans were to show up in the comedy club, we can set that up, you know? If you want to, you know, get a little ticket, come on in and get a reality check live in person, we can probably make that happen. But I think we need to go see Dr. Phil first because, you know, so many fake Resident Evil fans, they wanted to sit there and go, oh, Michael, this ain't a remake. Oh, Michael, you don't... You know, that's what they're doing. It's so incredibly sad.
Here's the thing. Now there's two sides to this coin. Giovanni in chat says it's a separate storyline entirely in the reimaginings, right? So we might not even... we might not get the Las Plagas storyline.
Hell no, that's a lot of work.
But I'll tell you what. I saw it. I called it right when I saw it. You know how Nemesis in Resident Evil 3 be putting the...
Yeah, that's exactly... Wow.
That's it. They already were
they already
thinking
did
in that
it.
direction.
And not only that, but Resident Evil 8, supposedly if that's in the village setting, they can just reuse those assets that were already being built for, you know, however many years now.
They will.
And so they already, 2 years is probably enough for the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom.
More
They need
than
to put
enough.
together a point A to point B story, point A to point Z story, and they're done.
Yeah, and you know what? I bet the world will be bigger because there won't be any buildings in it. There won't be anything going on in the world. It'll just be a desert.
And it's going to look like trash. I mean, compared to other PS5 and Xbox Series X games, assuming that it's on those consoles exclusively or what have you. I mean, again, they need to show off what they can do with the RE engine, especially on next generation hardware, so they have even more pressure to get this right. So it's either they completely go back to the drawing board, which I think they ultimately have to, or they try and replicate what Shinji Mikami did back in 2005, and it just isn't going to work regardless. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, and ultimately, that's what's going to happen here, you know, according to the latest word. But look, we're going to open up the lines here in a tad bit. And, you know, we hope you fake Resident Evil fans, if you're still here, if you came from V, we hope you're ready for a reality check that you so desperately need. We hope you, you know, understand that the cracks, they're here. And they split wide open. And you need to apologize to world-class veteran video game critic Michael Deslife and Dillon in the details. Because you lost at the end of the day. You know, you lost at the end of the day. And you should know that at the same time, the future isn't looking bright for Resident Evil. It really isn't.
Well, the thing is, we all lost. As Resident Evil fans, fake or real, we all lost. Because there is no debate here. There is no opinion about it. Resident Evil 3 missed the mark. Permanently. There is no DLC, there is no patch, there is no...
Remake it. Remake it again.
Bro, it's done.
Take the foundation, add some more to it. Give it to us for free.
Move on to Dino Crisis. Let's get back
Oh,
into
they'll
dinosaurs.
destroy that. That's a Mikami one too.
Yeah, but, you know, they got a better chance doing something totally different on that end of the spectrum.
Darth
than this
Legion
fucking
donated
zombie
$2
shit.
through Super Chat. What do you both think they will do to Ada?
Oh, Darth Legion,
Ada?
thank you so kindly for your support. The super chat, really do appreciate you. Yeah, Ada.
She's already fucking garbage. Well,
You know, they give her that fucking spy gun, like,
yeah,
hey,
the spy.
yeah, that's
Worst part of
trash.
Resident Evil 2
Garbage.
was playing as
because
Ada
it was
Wong.
trash.
Worst.
Look at what they did to Kendo in the Kendo gun shop.
Yeah, but I mean,
Look at what they did to Dario in Resident Evil 3.
now that's really low.
Oh,
Never went back.
Oh.
Never went back.
Yeah, I thought it'd be maybe an Easter egg or a secret thing, like nothing. Just
Emma
absolutely
donated
nothing.
$1 through
Yeah.
Super Chat. RE4 have too many mechanics like melee / bear traps / mines / suitcase / weapon stats / merchant. Enemies with weapons in their hands, shields. Smart AI all cut.
Absolutely, Emma. Thank you so kindly again for your support, Super Chat. That's what's going to happen. They're going to cut so much of that out. They have to. They have to start from scratch. And what they should do to ease the inevitable backfire, the backlash that they're going to receive, is put reimagined on the fucking box. Because if they let people know that right up front, it's
Agatha
gonna be-
Jordan 38 donated $1 through Super Chat. You give people laughter during tough times, Mac.
Well, I do appreciate that. Thank you, Jordan 38. I really do appreciate that. But Resident Evil 4, what was I saying?
No. You were saying put on the box reimagined.
No, they should.
No.
Why?
It's an entire... Okay, here's the
Well,
thing. Just like Giovanni in the chat said, a very agreeable, real Resident Evil fan. It's a whole new timeline. Therefore, there is no Resident Evil 4. There is no Las Plagas. There is no Tricell.
So you're telling me that they're basically just licensing the name, sort of the themes of the game, and they're working around that.
Well, I'm hoping it's like a John Carpenter situation. He just stepped in, said, you know, Shinji Mikami, he gave his words. He said something, you know, to do. He gave his advice.
Well, yeah.
He should have said, don't do anything from Resident Evil 4. Just do your own thing. Follow the
They have
timeline.
to. They cannot. They cannot.
No, fuck it. It's...
They can't go back and fucking redo that game like people think that they're going to do. They can't do
They
that.
can't. They don't
It's got to
have-
start fresh. You know, you'll have similar moments, just like you did in this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 with Dario, but it was different, very different. He gets in the fucking thing and he traps himself in, but the layout was, you know, kind of similar, but it was still different.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I mean, as
Yeah,
far...
but it was garbage, absolute trash, and the voice actor wasn't even that strong.
Well, you can tell it was all rushed. They had plans to do things. But Capcom
Yeah,
just
Michael
said,
Bay directed
we
the
gotta
goddamn
go.
thing. 20 explosions, helicopter exploding for no reason, get in the car. I'll show you stars, motherfucker.
Oh, man.
You know, I mean, no, it's so fucking bad. It's absolute trash.
Jill is garbage.
The whole goddamn thing, again, if we had it physically, it'd be in the goddamn trash.
Literally.
And I said that before the game came out. And you were like, no, Michael, it's going to be good. I can't wait. The IGN says it's not
When the shit did I say that? Because I've been on this.
No, I said IGN, the fake
Oh.
Resident Evil fans.
I was going to say. No, bro, it's it's done. It's all gone.
I need to be reimbursed.
You do.
Yeah, everyone does.
Reimburse
If you
him.
bought the goddamn game, no, Capcom does. If you bought the goddamn game, they should say, here's the refund. And not only that, but we're going to give you something else.
Might as well.
A game of your choosing from the old catalog. I shit you not. No,
maybe a
I'm not
t-shirt
even
or
fucking.
something.
It's that damn bad. Don't sit there and fucking disagree, because that means you're a fake Resident Evil fan. And they already know you're a fake Resident Evil fan. So you might as well just go over there, sit with the fake Resident Evil fans, because we're going to bring goddamn Dr. Phil in here in a moment. He's going to assess the damn situation.
I will rock bottom that
Whatever.
son of a bitch.
Whatever. Look.
I will slap him on his slap head and
Yeah,
take
I'm
him
sure.
to the floor.
I'm
okay?
sure. Look, we're going to open up the lines, and you can call in Skype, the fake Resident Evil fans, the real Resident Evil fans. We are waiting for the calls on Skype. And, you know,
You
What?
are the exposed one, not me.
Whatever.
You are the exposed one.
Just go back to
Assisted
bed.
mode.
Go back to bed.
Assisted mode. He had a fucking...
You had to pass the controller to me, because you couldn't get past the super
And you
spot.
know what happened when I did? You missed the grenade launcher. And we had to fight Nemesis without a grenade launcher.
No, they
Until-
gave it to us.
Yeah, later on, but we had to fight the first fight with no grenade launcher.
And all you had to do is play Ringer on the Rosie.
Yeah,
Like, that's the gist of the mechanics in that.
that's
fucking
the
game.
whole fucking game. That's the entire thing. You run around the circle in Nemesis, and it can't get you.
So incredibly sad.
Yeah.
Again, the lines are open on Skype. You can call in right now, and you can talk to us, the real Resident Evil fans. We've been with this franchise since day one, and you're going to get that reality check if you're a fake Resident Evil fan who wants to sit there and disagree. Oh, Michael, this all new edition of Resident Evil 3 is so unbelievably amazing. No, it's a 5.5. The user score is on PC. Why? They sit there and disagree?
Nah, just crazy shit talking about RE5, RE6,
Oh,
Remake. Don't
Lord.
even bother. Just screw all of it, man.
No, they're going to do it.
They get my money.
Well, no shit. If you're smart,
Agatha
you're gonna-
Jordan 38 donated $1 through Super Chat. Mac versus Dilly loser goes back on the party buzz.
Yeah. Loser gets back up on the Fortnite bus. That's the reality
What's
of
the
the
competition
situation.
here?
Jordan 38, thank you so kindly for your support the Super Chat. You'll be destroyed. That's the reality of the situation.
Destroyed at what?
A boxing match.
Get the gloves.
Yeah, and when I beat you, I move on to all of the fake Resident Evil fans, and I'll just go, boom, boom, they're down.
Dude, I'm...
Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd Money Mayweather. Nonetheless, fake Resident Evil fans, now's your opportunity. You want to sit there and say, oh, Michael, you're so wrong. We got the lines open up on Skype. We do. It's open up right now. You can call us if you want. You don't have to. You know, we're not expecting you fake Resident Evil fans to step up to that plate. Nonetheless, if you want to, the opportunity is available. Okay, and the Sony fanboys as well. We'll give the Sony fanboys a reality check about The Last of Us Part 2. And I really wanted that game to come out next month. I really did. But it didn't come to fruition. What the hell's going on?
Just hanging out.
Hello.
Hello.
What up, guys?
Hell yeah.
Hey, man.
Dude, they knew they took terrible turns with the series, and it seems like instead of learning where, some developers learn their mistakes and they make DLC and they fix the game, they doubled down on the things that were ruining the franchise, but just saying, hey, let's go back to the games that sold well, not look at, like Michael says, what made them tick, but saying, like, hey, let's, these sold well, so let's double down on, like, the bullshit that put the series in the dumpster. I don't understand what they're thinking.
I
Well,
think they weren't thinking.
No, they weren't. Well, I mean, quality isn't. They don't need to care about quality because they're again pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans that literally came before that. They want graphic style and presentation. If you have that, they're there day one.
Well, I'm not sure they had that, to be completely honest.
Well, I mean, in parts, this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 looked pretty.
Yeah, occasionally.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Deems donated 50 Swedish krona through Super Chat. They should make RE4 Remake in first person.
Dempsey, thank you so kindly for your support the Super Chat. Really do appreciate you. Well, that's the thing. I mean, if they don't, the modders will be there. You can play this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 in first person with just a single mod. It's very easy to install. You just put the little thing in there, and then you can play it in first person.
That seems like how it was meant
yeah,
to be.
like if you play this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 in first person, it's not 100% perfect because it's obviously a fan mod, nothing official. But if you do play it in first person, it seems like it's a little bit more. I wouldn't say it's going to make the game a hell of a lot better, but it's at least more immersive.
We've seen some things we didn't see.
Yeah.
With the regular perspective, it's kind of strange.
Well, yeah. Well, the RE engine. I mean, Resident Evil 7.
I don't know. Like, where to even begin? Because Resident Evil 3, when we said it, Michael, you said it the other week, that the city needs to be its own character, this own immersive element. And that more than Nemesis could have made this game so great, and I don't understand how, it's 3 alleyways and like 4 stores, and they call that a city.
That is so sad. That is a disgrace. It's like it's like they didn't want to make. It's like they said, screw their old fans. We're going to make something so small. I mean, it's just it's so. There's no depth.
Well,
it's shallow.
It is. They
hollow.
Wanted to double dip the chip, and they wanted to say, you know what? We already have Raccoon City Police Station. We already have this. We already have that. It's going to take basically nothing to develop this little 3 streets.
Yeah, the little section.
And they wanted to get greedy off what they already had from Resident Evil 2, and that's what it is. It's just being super greedy.
Yeah, literally a soulless cash grab.
I mean, at this point, it's objectively that.
Yeah.
All they wanted to do was, hey, ship the product, make the money, we'll move
Throw
on.
Jill on the front of the box, boom.
Yeah, and it's the same fucking art, basically.
Oh.
I don't know what's going
The whole
on.
thing.
You can't call it a game.
No, hell no. I mean, it's really bad. You know,
It's like almost a game.
Randy Buttonubs donated $10 through Super Chat. I can only hope they stop making half-assed cash grabs at Capcom.
Randy, thank you so kindly for your support of the Super Chat. I really do appreciate you, and I agree. You know, but the only thing that's going to stop them is you have to put your foot down and say, stop playing to shut up and take my money in. But the thing is, so many people have already done that it 2 million units already shipped. They're looking at it and they're going all the way to the bank. You know,
that doesn't.
So they don't care about what we have to say because.
Agatha
Because they
Jordan
already made
38
them. Yeah, that's
donated
exactly.
$1 through Super Chat. I enjoy Borderlands 3. Do I have to hop on the buzz?
Well, Jordan 38, I'm not necessarily a Borderlands fan, which is why I don't cover it here on the channel. I only talk about games that I do care about. But I mean, maybe. I don't know.
It's not bad. I'm sure it's fine. I played number 2. And
Well,
it's
number
fucking-
2 came out 20 years ago, basically, at this point.
Man,
It was an exaggeration, you special ed student.
Be fucking nice.
But yeah, caller, I agree, man. It's really sad.
You know, I read and it was pretty interesting that the developers for the original Resident Evil 3, they were, not coming home, sleeping at the office. Their wives were filing, like, missing person reports. Like, that's what I want for my developers for Resident Evil. I don't want you going home. I want this game to have so much soul. You don't even leave your house. Your wife has to call the police.
That sounds fucking insane. Well, that's a testament to how we're still talking about the original Resident Evil 3, 20 years on. It's because they did hit that home run. They busted their ass. They put their blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, I don't know about blood, but they put their fucking soul into it. They put their heart into it. They gave it all, they laid it all out in the field. They don't do that anymore. The lazy millennial dads over at Clueless Capcom, they do the bare minimum. They hit the deadline. Boom. Shut it, push it out. If they have to fix it, they'll throw out a free update. The gamers are like, oh my God.
You know what we can say? In 2020, Nemesis in 1999 had better AI, more random spot choosing.
Well, not only that, but fucking terrifying.
Yeah, actually
Creepy,
a scary
menacing.
game.
Yeah, like, dude, holy shit. Edge of your seat type gameplay? Holy fuck.
Bullshit. But listen, dude, try to make a petition or something because I don't want this franchise in the tubes.
Well, I mean, look, we're trying the best that we can. Unfortunately, I only have a small fucking platform on here. If I had a bigger platform, I'm sure, hopefully that I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know if
you know what, dude? Your platform's growing by the week.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, it's hard. I mean, that's
traction.
right. Well, I don't shill. So if you're not a shill, like I just put out a Resident Evil 4 remake video as soon as like a couple of hours after the fucking news dropped. My video's not even on the fucking front of the page. But Residents of Evil, boom, #1. Because they just fucking view-bot the shit out of their stuff.
Yeah.
Agatha Jordan 38 donated $1 through Super Chat. You made a whole video about Borderlands 3 going nuts.
Yeah, I made one video, and I think, I made one video, but that's about it, Jordan 38. I do appreciate you going back through the catalog. Forgot about that video, but I did, I thought it would look like trash, but I didn't really go too deep into it because, I didn't care that much. But yeah, I appreciate you calling in, man. There's some other callers we're going to get to.
Oh, yep. I'll let you guys go. Take care.
Take care.
Later, man. Bro,
What?
I can only fucking imagine, dude.
That's the thing, the fucking the B team is on this. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey there, guys.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I want to talk about why the Clocktower was removed.
Well, let's hear it.
It's because of social climate and the fact that these stupid developers, they're so afraid of hurting the feelings of these snowflakes in the West that they had to make a change. And I'll explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're with, okay. You see, do you remember that part where you reach the bell and you try to push it as Jill, but to no
Agatha
avail?
Jordan 38 donated $1 through Super Chat. Grab that Tommy Mack'll keep shaking it.
Jordan 38, thank you so kindly for your support. The super really appreciate you.
Go on, caller. Jill
Yeah, the
couldn't,
clock-
push the fucking...
So, as Jill, you try to push the bell, but you fail ultimately because as a female, she's just not physically strong enough. She's not suited to do it. And it's true. Women are not physically suited for that kind of thing. Now, as soon as you switch over to Carlos, you're wondering, you're in that Clocktower, and you're thinking, where do I go next? Where? And then you think, oh, wait. Instinctively, you think, wait, the fucking bell. I have to push the bell. And you know what? I have no doubt in my mind that I can go through that section because I am a man now. I possess the physical prowess to do so. And guess what? When you go to the fucking bell and you push it, he pushes it with no effort. And that's because he's a man. But you see what I'm saying here is that the Clocktower, like this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3, is devoid of the Clocktower because of the huge implication that it made that men are physically stronger than women. That does not sit well in current year.
I think you're on track there, and you look at the Resident Evil 4 remake and what they're going to do, like holy hell. You know?
Oh no!
Yeah, there's so many there's so many 2005 moments that Capcom they're gonna rewrite it.
Yeah.
That's why the Clocktower is obviously absent in this all new edition because they don't want to expose.
Well, it's weird they brought it up in the game so many times. Like you find those pamphlets and then you see it in the distance.
Yeah, it's like it was oh my god, just a complete total travesty.
Yeah, I think you're on to something there,
Hell
Cole.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just that, you can tell, even when, I've only played the demo, of course, I didn't put my hard-earned money into this piece of shit, but anyway, the demo, you can clearly see Jill, the way she talks to Carlos, it's like she's offended, unjustifiably offended. She like emits this aura of, fuck men. That's totally what she fucking shoots out, man, right out of her. Every response she gives to Carlos, it's like she's pissed off for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
But she does it because that's how the fucking SJWs and the fucking trannies and all these fucking Western people act, man. They resonate with Jill. That's why they fucking jump on that shit.
Well, I mean, that's the current climate today. They got to hop on what sells. So that's that's literally a trend.
It makes sense from a business perspective, but
Well, yeah, they ruined the characters. The whole goddamn thing is just like it is seriously so bad. It's not a meme. It's bad.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. But based on what I said, there's really no future for the series. They're going to continue with this mindset because that's where they think the real install base is. Us original fans, we don't matter anymore. Frankly, you've made that point so many times.
Agatha Jordan 38 donated $1 through Super Chat. Mackle, is this your car mechanic on the phone?
It's true. Jordan 38. Thank you so kindly for your support the Super Chat. Yeah, we don't matter anymore, and it's
incredibly sad.
It's clear. It's very obvious.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, that's it for me, man. Like, my body heat is shooting straight up from the anger I have to stop. So, you guys have a nice night.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man.
You too, man.
All right, bye.
You remember a part of Resident Evil 4? It's right before you switch discs. You remember when you take cover in this shelter? This little cabin?
PlayCubeX13 donated $1 through Super Chat. Mackle, I can't wait for the day you say all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 1.
Look, if that day, PlayCubeX, if that day happens again, and again, thank you so kindly for your support the Super Chat. If that day happens, we're going to Japan. We're going to hold up the sign out front of the Capcom headquarters, not like Resident Evil.
I mean, so long as travel is,
There's a sidewalk.
acceptable.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah. We got more callers.
Well, I had something to say.
Well, and you don't remember what you.
Yeah, remember Lewis says something about Ashley's tits. Hey.
That's going to be removed.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be removed.
Hello.
Hello, it's the Saunders child again.
Oh, yeah.
Saunders.
I don't understand why Capcom is interested in remaking Resident Evil 4 when it's only 15 years old, and I don't think out of all the Resident Evil games of the past that it's even necessary to remake that particular game. But I guess they're just doing it for the money. I mean, you can get the normal Resident Evil 4 on practically every platform. It's just not necessary to do a remake of it.
No, it's definitely not necessary, and yeah, they're definitely doing it for money. I mean, it's like if they have to remake something else next, what is going to make them ultimately the most, money? They're going to do a forecast. They're going to see, look, okay, people like Code Veronica, people like, the first Resident Evil game, and so on and so forth. But Resident Evil 4, that's the fucking big one.
Just
that's
remaster it. Fuck it.
They already did that.
Code Veronica should be remade before Resident Evil 4 because that's the actual sequel to Resident Evil 2. Because that was supposed to be the third game anyway, but then they made Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. So it made sense for them to remake Code Veronica first, but granted, I don't think too many people even want a remake of that, considering that they butchered Resident Evil 3 recently.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what do you want them to destroy next? Ultimately, I mean, do you want them to destroy Code Veronica or Resident Evil 4? I'd rather have them see them destroy Resident Evil 4.
I'd rather them take a shot at Code Veronica because at least they're still like zombies and the normal enemies you're used to in a Resident Evil game. I don't want to fight Las Plagas, villagers and shit.
Plus, Code Veronica is the last game in the original series. If you don't count, say, Resident Evil 4, you just count like the ones with the fixed camera angles. Code Veronica was the last one. So they should have really just remade that and then moved on to, say, Revelations 3 or maybe Resident Evil 8 Village or something else, to try and take the series into the future. Because the way it is now, they're just going back to 1998 and they can't move forward. And it's getting kind of ridiculous how they're like resorting to remaking games that are not even that old. And in the case of Resident Evil 4, it's not really necessary to remake that game because it's just fine as it is.
Yeah,
that seems to be the norm these days with these companies. They're just milking the shit out of everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they're afraid to move it forward because it's always a risk, especially with new characters and a new plot theme. It's always a fucking risk. Right. So they go back to what's familiar.
It's like they're just going back to what's familiar because that's comfortable for them to do because it's like they've got.
Well, it's a guarantee.
They can just insert that back into the game, but when it comes to new storylines, they can't do that unless they're ripping off something else, as they have been doing. But it's just incredibly sad how, like, the people there, I don't even know if they even played the original Resident Evil games. Like, you'd have to check the end credits and compare them to see if the people of the past are still here, but I don't think so somehow. I think they're just getting these new people that have never even bothered to play the original one. So I think they just, like, look at sort of, like, concept art or a concept story and they say, this is the game you're to build on, but I don't even think they really played the original ones because if they did, they would know that fans are not going to enjoy all this content being butchered and deliberately omitted from the game.
Oh yeah, all they did was basically skim through a YouTube playthrough and then sat there and picked apart some elements and called it a day.
If that, they might have been studying off like an old script or something, but they barely touched on what makes Resident Evil 3 Resident Evil 3.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I finished it in roughly 5 hours and a minute, but that was only because of the hospital section. I got killed by the hunters, but if it wasn't for that, I probably would have finished it in like 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
There definitely was just not enough meat on that bone.
Absolutely.
Just like the gravy and the fat trimmings, basically. But, that's a trend that will just continue for Resident Evil games for years to come, because I really just think that's what they're going to do, especially if they're going to bring one every year, because they won't want to spend a great deal of time or money. They can just reuse assets and sugarcoat things, but I think people are catching on to that now, and some people have already left the sinking ship.
Yeah, you're going to have to, because ultimately this thing's going down, and it's coming down fast,
Yeah, there's actually a game out in about 2 weeks called Daymare 1998. It's already on Steam, but that actually looks way better than Resident Evil 3. It looks like the people that worked on that game put a bit more effort into it. Because they were supposed to make Resident Evil 2 originally, but because Capcom didn't license them to do that, they decided to make their own game. But I do think that will be better quality than Resident Evil 3. So at least we've got that to play since The Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed. That's rather unfortunate, because I was so looking forward to that game. I wish it had been in reverse. I wish The Last of Us Part 2 had came out and Resident Evil 3 got postponed, because if we had known it was going to turn out so shitty and bland the way that it did, you know, I don't think anybody would have been terribly excited for it.
Yeah, I told Capcom to delay the game on Twitter, and they banned me for that. You know what I mean? And it's like, guys, I was fucking right. You know, I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah, I go on these forums. There's one called in Europe.com or something, and they were saying on that forum, "Oh, we want a Resident Evil 4 remake because we don't like the controls in the original." And I was like, "That's a really lousy reason to want a remake, just because it doesn't play in a certain way. That's dumb." You know, I don't know what it is with these fans. It's like Capcom says jump, and then these fake fans say how high. It's really sad.
Yeah, for real, they're brainwashed. It's so incredibly sad.
Well,
Well,
you would think they're like circus sales or something. Eh?
for real.
You know, it's just sad because the only remake in my eyes will always be the original 2002 remake. You know, I don't even give a shit about these current remakes or the ones that they're working on in the future, because they're just going to subtract from them rather than improve on them. And you know, so many people are going to be like saying, well, what was really the point in remaking this game if that was their intention all along? If their plan was to like massacre this, that and the next thing, then why did they really do it in the first place? But it's clearly just a case of them wanting people's money, and you know, they just want to do this and do that without really putting much of an effort into it, because it's just the easy thing to do. And you know, that seems to be the like marketing strategy. They even said that. He says, "Oh, we'll focus on remakes because, like, well, that'll bring it to a new audience." But when it comes to the old fans, it's like we're just getting buried, you know, like 6 feet under. It's like, don't even give a shit about us now, because we don't need them the money the same way as these Call of Duty and Fortnite fanatics do. You know what I mean? That's basically who they're catering this franchise to now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Resident Evil is seemingly coming out every year now. Like, that's literally Resident Evil 8
They're
next
trying.
year. Yeah, Resident Evil 8 next year, and then Resident Evil 4 the year after that.
I mean, this Resident Evil 3 remake felt like the Alien resurrection of the of the Resident Evil franchise. That's how bad it was. You know, and what was with the ending? They didn't even have the original location, like the Dead Factory. They completely omitted the Clocktower. I don't even know why they were putting in those like flyers about it. If they had no intention of actually sending Jill there, other than outside. You know, what was the point in that, really? It's just to get them saying, "Oh, that was in the original," and you're not getting it, like, ha ha ha. That's basically what Capcom was doing. You know, it's like they were just teasing people. But none of this shit was even in the actual final product.
Yeah, it's... The whole thing is a colossal failure.
Well, I think the Clocktower is actually going to be DLC for the
It better be fucking
Resistance.
free, and it better be 5 hours long.
Yeah, rumours about that as well, but I don't even know if Capcom are going to bother. I think they put more effort in the Resident Evil Resistance, which is a pretty shitty game.
Yeah, both are terrible.
It took me like 2 days to download Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil Resistance, because I've only got mobile data, and it's only like 4G speed or something. So can you imagine how long it took me to download it? But there was really nothing to this game at all. Even Resident Evil 2, I didn't particularly like that either, but if I had to pick one was better, I would say Resident Evil 2 really outshined Resident Evil 3, but maybe not by much. Because even Resident Evil 2 was kind of bland, and, you know, just repeated boss fights, and even the DLC wasn't anything special. But I mean, I don't know where this series is going to be in another 15 years, because of the way it's been going for the past 15 years, I don't think it'll even be another 15 years, maybe 10 years at a push, but it really depends, you know. But as long as these fake fans keep pandering to Capcom and, you know, saying, "Oh, we want this remade and that remade," you know, this is what they're just going to keep focusing on.
Oh, absolutely. And again, you know, the fake Resident Evil fans that play the shut up and take my money game, I mean, that's where they send Capcom.
I'll say one thing about Naughty Dog, at least they, like, put a lot of soul into The Last of Us, and then even if you've got to wait years on a sequel, at least they're putting TLC into the game. It's like they're fine-tuning everything, they're making sure there's no bugs, they're making sure it's ready and it's right for the fans. Unlike Capcom, they'll just do a new game every year. It'll be crap, it'll disappoint people, and yet somehow people will still come back and forgive them. It's like, Capcom, you screwed up, we'll give you another chance. They do that, they screw up again, and I'm like, why do these fake fans never learn? Because, you know, they're obviously just treating them like they're puppets on strings. You know, do you know
For
what I
real,
mean?
yeah, they blatantly.
I mean, they don't really give a shit. They're only interested in making the money.
Yeah, I mean,
And this is
Capcom's
what
like,
they're doing. They're just going back to familiar territory. Resident Evil 4 is already fine on its own. I don't know why they have to remake it, but it's clearly just a case of remaking it because it makes some money, you know. And it wouldn't be such a bad thing if they're actually using that money to fund a decent Resident Evil game, rather than just fund more shitty games. And it's like, you know, it's like 5 steps forward and another like 50 back. You know, it's like they're just not getting anywhere.
No, they're not, and it shows.
Yeah, but anyway, I'll go let you go for now so you can take some more callers, yeah?
Hell yeah, we appreciate you calling in, man.
Let's go, man. Right, I'll catch you again soon, yeah?
Take care.
Right, I'll see you in a bit.
Taking a little fucking nap there.
You are? Ooh!
Paul gets...
Oh, here we go.
He's better than all these
Oh,
callers.
yeah.
What up, Paul?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing great, man.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hell yeah, doing great.
Okay, now, we are all very deflated right now, aren't we?
Absolutely.
This has been a bitter victory. But what people do not know is that Capcom, as in all these game producers, have to show their audits, okay? So we know what happened with the money. Now, I've been looking over these, right? In Resident Evil 3's case, did you know that 90%, that's 90%, of the resources were dedicated to creating Jill Valentine's balls? It was a huge project, okay? Oh, and by the way, that is the reason we never got an A and B scenario in the last one, because when they recorded her balls planking for Mr. X's footsteps, they had to hire a stadium just to get him in there. That's where that money went.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, it's perfectly true. Point number 2, that is not the real Nemesis. That is a stand-in Nemesis. The real Nemesis refused to show up to work because he walked into the bathroom at the wrong time, and he saw Jill holding that fire hose cock of hers, and he fainted. They had to take him home, and he hasn't been out of the house since. He's still in shock. So we've got a fake Nemesis who is a ballet dancer. He's a ballet dancer who turns into a dog, and you can get by him just by throwing him a stick. He's Scooby fucking Doo. That's what we've got going on here. Now I'll tell you something else, guys, before I go and let other callers hear. I'd like your comments on this. I'll bet you, there is no cut content here, okay? It's got to be sold back as DLC patches in the way that Rise of the Tomb Raider had those levels patched back in. And I think that's a disgraceful waste of money. And I will go now, and I will appreciate your comments on this one. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, and he's right. Like, they're gonna fucking...
I know Capcom has that up their sleeve. I know they're just waiting for the day to drop the ball and say, you know what, we did miss the mark. Here's the content. Pay us $10.
And the fake Resident Evil fans would do it, absolutely.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, we wanted more content. Thank you, Capcom.
Yeah. Because they're whores for the corporation. They don't care. Sick.
The whole damn thing is a disgrace. Like, it is a travesty.
It's sick. This guy's been calling in. Oh.
Dude!
Don't know what to
What
do.
did you do?
I don't know what to do.
Well, answer one of them. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, is this Michael Does Life?
Yeah.
I came from Fortnite to Resident Evil 3, the new edition.
Yeah?
Yeah? Well, that's incredibly
that-
sad. You need a reality check.
How?
Well, you're a fake Resident Evil fan. There's no nice way to say it.
But how am I fake?
Well, you jumped off the van in Fortnite and jumped into Raccoon City, and you know what?
I mean,
You're not ready for this.
I would rather play Fortnite. I shit you not. You're at least more engaged.
I think the old ones suck though.
Sounds like someone's speaking for you.
Yeah, bait. Next caller.
Yeah. Get wrecked, ho. Oh!
Hello, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, partner.
Hey there, mister.
Hi, Michael. I am your fake Resident Evil fan.
Well, we just had a fake Resident Evil fan call in, but here they come. Oh, well, come on!
I want to ask about why you hate Resident Evil 3.
Did you just tune in? Have you been here for 5 minutes?
Oh,
I have actually.
Well, let's get down to the brass tacks, pal. This all-new edition of Resident Evil 3 has so much cut content that it's basically... You know the pizza crust around a pizza? Well, that's all you get.
Yes.
All you get is here, crust here. Jill's crusty ass, man balls. You know.
Well, even cut content from a game still makes it a good game. I would say the cut content, like the Clocktower, still makes Resident Evil 3 a playable game.
Excuse me? Say that once more, so everyone can hear it.
Resident Evil 3, the Clocktower cutout part, does not need to be in the game.
well, you know, maybe I agree because they would have ruined that too.
Yeah. One more thing they didn't ruin. You need a reality check, bro. But I'm not sure we have the power to give you such a reality check.
Well-
if you're that deeply invested in Capcom's pocket.
Next
Well,
call.
I still enjoyed the game. I'm sorry that you two can't enjoy it.
Now look, get back up on that bus, because I know why. The Fortnite is better, okay? Let's get real. And that's free. Next
Well,
caller.
I'm sorry.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, this is Cap.
Oh, Jesus.
This guy.
No, I want to talk to you. No, don't shut me off. I want to talk to you about the new Resident Evil 8 game, okay?
Please.
I want to talk to you about that game.
Please
okay?
give us a reality
I
check.
can't believe already you're bashing that game. I can't believe it, okay? Because witches, werewolves, that all sounds so amazing and intriguing, and I can't believe already you're already bashing that game. Give me why. Give me a reality check on why you think that game is going to be bad. Tell me, Gary.
Well, we don't know.
The current state of Capcom is this. It's a crumbling building, and us real Resident Evil fans are all at the bottom of it. Okay? Okay.
Oh, come on, like, seriously. I mean, Ethan's a great character. The last game was amazing. The jump scares, the everything. And now this game could be Resident Village. Why do you see this as a bad name for the game? Why? Tell me why. Give me a reality check. Because I think you're the fake fans and we are the real fans.
You know what, man? You've convinced me. This all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 8 is going to be so fantastic. I am just ready to jump in.
Like, and honestly, I bought Resident Evil 3. The game was a good game. I know it wasn't amazing like Resident Evil 2 Remake, but Resident Evil 3 was a good 7.5, a good, great game, you know, maybe amazing, you know, and I don't understand why you'd hate on it so much. Yes, it didn't have Clocktower, this and that, but the Nemesis could have his own little Nemesis everywhere, and that was amazing, you know, Nemesis here, a guy there, and you never knew what Nemesis was. It was just amazing sometimes. And then dog Nemesis at the end, growling. You know, don't tell me not. Don't you think that's amazing? Tell me, come on.
Dude,
No, it's garbage.
incredible.
Garbage, come on, garbage like 3 out of 10 or 4. It's at least a 7.5.
It's a 24 out of 100. And that's the bottom line. Because Dillon in the details fucking said so.
Okay, back to Resident Evil 8, okay? Okay, back to Resident Evil 8, okay? So, Resident Evil Village, okay? Do you like Resident Evil 7? Tell me.
It's alright,
Well,
man.
it's better than this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 and this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3.
So in Resident Evil 8, okay? It's be the same thing, but like Resi 4 and Resi 7 and then in the village, where you fight all the monsters and everything Resident Evil has to give you what to eat. Do you not think it'd be amazing?
It's.
I think you just described what COVID-19 would be if it were in a disc format.
That's incredibly harsh, don't you think? Do you not think you're drinking the Kool-Aid and you're being the fake fans and I am the real fan?
There is not a reality check great enough in this world that we can give you that you will be...
Hold on a second. Okay, mister. You need a reality checker, not me. I'm clued into this Resident Evil village. Alright, one sec, okay? I don't want to tell you one thing. Garai's going to create a YouTube channel called Robert Does the Details. And then Garai.
Dude, I think you've just been exposed, okay?
I haven't been exposed a lot. I have no COVID-19. Maybe ye have the COVID-19. Not me. My brain isn't warped. Resident Evil Village will be amazing, okay? It will be. Game of the Year, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Ethan will be the new Leon or the new Chris Redfield. Maybe he will be Ethan Redfield. Like the new one, like the new Star Wars movie where it becomes Rey Skywalker. Maybe at the end he'd be like, Ethan Redfield.
I need a Jill sandwich. I need a Jill sandwich!
Come on.
Brandon,
Mike.
call in.
Micah, tell me, Micah and Dan, tell me the real reasons why this new game was suck, because you're dismissing this game as if it, without even seeing anything already. It's not good enough.
Done.
Well, next caller.
Come on.
Gotta.
Hello, you're on the air.
Michael, I just
KT
don't
donated
see
$2 through Super
why
Chat. Current caller infected with Las Plagas virus.
Like there's any reason to do
KT, thank you so kindly for your support. This is I really do appreciate ya. Yeah, a lot of people are infected with something tonight, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
What were you saying, Brandon?
I'm just not feeling the need for an RE4 remake. Like
No.
they don't have to remake it. They just if anything they could just remaster it.
Well, they've already done that.
Oh, they did. Oh yeah, they did that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah, but about RE3. Listen, I pre-ordered RE3, and I still don't have that because the place where I moved my pre-order is at a mall and is closed down due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Imagine having that experience. Like you have to wait until the lockdown is lifted.
That would be...
for what?
Pretty realistic.
Yeah, just imagine. Like, let's pretend this is back in 1999. Okay.
Okay.
And your favorite what's your favorite RE game? For example, Dillon. Is it Coronica?
Nah, it's a tough one, man, but I'd have to go with RE2.
RE2. Okay. Let's say it came out, but you know that the GameStop or wherever you pre-ordered a physical copy of it, had to be temporarily closed until the lockdown is lifted due to a pandemic. Just pretend that.
Well, are you saying you pre-ordered Resident Evil 3 and you can't get it because of the...
Because of the pandemic?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, look, you're not missing out on much.
You are not.
Well, that's the truth. Honestly, now, this, by the way, that includes Doom Eternal.
Yeah, well...
So, but I have patience. I have really good patience. And, if they make RE4, I just hope they don't cut things out like they did with RE2 and RE3 remake. And I just hope that they could just at least add new things like they did back in 2002. Don't you think so?
I mean, it's inevitably going to be a shit show.
Like I was thinking, when they announced it, right? Like, I think wasn't it an original announcement that they might remake RE4?
Yeah, that's the current.
Well, it's a rumor.
Okay, so we're
Yeah.
well. If it's official, then man, it better not be a soulless cash grab. And by the way, this is the first time I'm actually saying this as a soulless cash grab.
Well, yeah, because it is.
Yeah, keep going.
You woke up and smelled the coffee. That means you're ahead of the curve.
Okay. You know what? I have an idea. If they remake how about okay?
None
how
of
about
your
they use
business
the
donated
tank
dollar through super
controls,
chat.
right? Didn't
Stop the fake makes.
RE4 had tank
For
controls.
their business, thank you so kindly for your support of the super chat. That's absolutely what the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom should do. They should put their foot down and stop the demakes.
I think as far as Resident Evil 4 goes, a long time ago, yeah, when it was in early production, they had fixed camera angles and shit.
Yeah, it was a lot different.
Yeah.
But what about the final product? Because I noticed from looking at the gameplay, it looks like it kind of had tank controls.
I think those were just the restrictions of the controller at the time. I don't really think it had necessarily a tank.
They can put those restrictions on higher difficulties. You know that, right? Or that would be a good idea if they could put fixed camera angles and tank controls at higher difficulties. That's what they could have done with RE2 and RE3. Don't you think so?
I don't know, man. Look, I don't understand what you're trying to get at here, but we appreciate you calling it.
All right. It's been nice calling you, and I'll see you on the next live stream, hopefully.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
You know what I think he was trying to say was if they added in fixed camera angle. Let me tell you what. The game
Can you imagine if
is
they did it?
broken. Well, it's not even broken. It's a smeared painting. You can't fix this. It is not fixable. Got Miguel calling in. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. What
Oh.
up, Miguel?
Alright guys, I hope you're doing well, given the circumstances we're all going through during this time, but I have told you that I did pre-order this game.
Mm-hmm.
I spent $60 full. The only reason I did not delete it was because I pre-ordered it on my friend's account, so we're both game sharing Resident Evil 3. Here's what I have to say, man. I beat it on Hardcore, Nightmare, and Inferno. It's a fucking joke.
Damn.
I passed Inferno on 1 hour and 3 minutes. 1 hour and 3 minutes.
Yikes.
That should not happen
Hell no.
with Resident Evil 3. And, you know, I've watched a lot of reviewers. Angry Joe's probably the most honest one, although I think he was being nice.
Yeah.
He gave it a 6 out of 10. Even he complained about Nemesis, about the cutout iconic locations, the choice action mechanic gun. He was really pissed off, dude. So I don't know if you guys have watched his review yet, but I think you should check it out. It's funny as hell. You know, right now, I'm scared for the franchise because if you go on Twitter, there's like a lot of fake fans out there that are running polls asking people, hey, what remake do you want? Do you want a Code Veronica X remake? Do you want a Resident Evil 1 remake? Or do you want Resident Evil 8? And for all those questions, I've always answered, how about none of them? Capcom just needs to take a break, think about coming up with something new other than trying to reimagine these games. But like you guys have been saying, you know, everybody, even on Twitter, man, everyone's like, oh, this game looks so pretty. Jill looks beautiful, you know, fucking hot. And I'm just wondering, like, what is wrong with you guys? Where did you play the 2002 remake of Resident Evil 1? But I guess now, on the other hand, there is a fan base now there's a side of the fan base that wants a Resident Evil 4 remake. And it's funny because I read the article as well, which I'm sure you guys have. Shinji Mikami doesn't want anything to do with this.
Hell no.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he was just kind of spectating on these new editions of 2 and 3, and he was like, wow, what the fuck have you done? And when Capcom told him, hey, we're thinking of remaking, quote-unquote, remaking 4, he was like, oh, wait, hold the fuck up. I'm not going to participate in this game, but I will tell you what to do and what not to do. That's how far this shit has gotten, man.
Well, it's an indication of the road
he
ahead.
didn't want to be a part of it because, you know, he puts his name on it and it turns out to be trash, which it will, inevitably, you know.
Yeah,
But
and he's
it's-
tarnished
yeah.
forever.
Oh, he's got a lot to
No,
lose.
yeah. And actually, what's also funny is that I don't think Capcom is going to put out DLC for Resident Evil 3. And the reason I say that is because, you know, I'm not blocked by them, like Michael has been, for speaking out the truth. They're promoting Resident Evil Resistance to such an extent where they're actually telling everyone almost by the day, hey, we're making these updates and we're going to bring these new maps and we're going to include cool stuff in these loot boxes. And I'm just thinking to myself, how are people interested in this? It's a Friday the 13th clone. It's literally the same thing. Friday the 13th is more complex, it's more fun, it's more addictive, more addicting than Resistance. And that shit is broken. Don't get me started on how many escapes you pulled off or anything. It fucking lags like a motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, the whole damn thing is a nightmare, you know?
Well, that's where most of their resources went, really, to Resistance.
Oh, yeah, that's the mean potatoes, and it sucks too, so they have nothing to show for it here.
No, yeah, you know, I guess this is my last thing to say, but I never thought anyone would bring it up on Twitter as well. There's actually some parts of the fan base that wants a reimagining of Outbreak. Can you imagine that?
Whoa, dude.
That's what they should have done if they were going to do an
but they
online
can't.
game.
Well, it's, you know, they should remake fucking, what's that one, Dead Aim or some survive, you know, one of them fucking, because then they can destroy it. They gotta remake a game that might be not necessarily perfect, right? But when you go and you fuck with greatness, that's when it becomes.
Well, if they're going to go
it's
back
such a risk.
that far, just go to Survivor.
Well, the whole point of remaking something is to potentially take it and turn it into something worthwhile, right? And there's plenty.
Yeah.
There's other options in the Resident Evil universe that they can fucking pick and choose from. I mean, obviously, Dead Aim or Survivor or some shit ain't gonna make them any money, but you know, they can always repackage it.
I'm just. I guess I needed to let that pre-order happen. I needed to feel the pain because it was my first time ever doing this.
Oh.
I am never, and I repeat, I am never going to buy another Resident Evil again. At least for a long ass time. Unfucking believable. The dodge mechanic, I don't even know where to start with that shit, bro.
The whole thing. Yeah, it's a colossal failure, and we have to put our foot down and say, you know what, this is it.
Yeah, man. But thanks for having me. I hope you guys will continue doing well. Stay safe.
Hell yeah, appreciate you, man.
You too.
Alright.
Man, dude, man, bro. There's no digging yourself out of a
it's
grave
over.
this deep.
It's over.
They've paved the way for what they're going to do from now on. This is the
Yeah,
trend.
it's already, they've already shown us the Las Vegas shit. And this all new edition of Resident Evil 3, so they've already, that's literally, they don't need to confirm it, that's, they already got that mechanic working.
Yeah, and you know, right when I saw that, I was like, I know what's going to happen next. They're just going to transfer that over. It's not going to be
Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's KT.
Oh, yeah.
How you guys doing?
Well, you know,
pretty good. Our minds are blown a little bit right now.
the fake Resident Evil fans are still in denial.
Yeah, I watched your live stream of when you guys were playing through the game. The game was extremely buggy, and I cringed because even when you were playing on the completed game, Nemesis still web slung into the ceiling out of the building and disappeared.
Holy shit.
Yeah, man, I couldn't help but show that beautiful aspect live Because, I mean, that's how I have to play the game, because Nemesis is such an annoying prick.
Well,
Yeah, where's that clip, by the way? I thought that was a golden moment to, like, keep.
Well, I've got it in my video, and Michael's got it somewhere on, I don't know. I think the stream is unlisted, but I can, like, send it to you.
But you don't need to send it, just upload it. Like, Michael, if you're looking for content, just keep reposting that clip. If the completed game, how Nemesis just web slung into the ceiling, because that's extremely, like, that's, like, blackmail worthy.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah, that game was, like, very, very boring. There was, like, absolutely nothing iconic or memorable about it at all.
Yeah, it's not a great game to Steam because there's nothing to it. Soulless.
I wanted to ask you guys how you personally feel about people clamoring for the idea, people having a wet dream, people having a fantasy-like desire for a Resident Evil 1 reimagined.
Oh, God. Well, like I said, if it happens, we're going to Japan.
We will literally fly to Japan.
Capcom headquarters will hold up the sign, not my Resident Evil. We'll live stream it.
I already saw some fake Resident Evil fans in the chat tonight that were like clamoring, like, oh my god, I want a Resident Evil 1 over-the-shoulder remake.
Oh my god.
Please, no.
They gotta be trolling. No one actually thinks that.
Well, what if they do think that? What would you say?
Well, they gotta go to see Dr. Phil.
Alright. So, apparently Shinji Mikami was approached by Capcom very recently to do a remake for reimagining for Resident Evil 4. Now, don't you think it's a little bit insulting that they asked him to only direct and assist for Resident Evil 4? Like, why didn't he just ask him to redirect or reimagine Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3? Like, why 4? That's going to be the most action game out of all of them anyways. And he's probably thinking how Resident Evil 4 was such a shit show back in the day. So I personally think he turned it down because he knew the series was already ruined with 2 and 3 reimagined in such a terrible way.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't want his name on it because it's going to be a shit show. I mean,
Yeah, he knows, man. He was probably working on Ghostwire and shit while Resident Evil 2
he's got
and all
that
that
too.
was
So
in
yeah,
development.
if Resident Evil 4 remake comes out before Ghostwire and it tanks, like that ain't gonna look good on Shinji Mikami, So he's gonna think about himself in his studio.
Yeah, man, that's self-preservation at that point.
There's a lot of people out there that are saying like, oh, you gotta play the Resident Evil 3 remake. You gotta play it on Inferno. But I'm like, if you want a truly challenging Resident Evil like difficulty experience, you gotta play the Evil Within 1 on Akumu mode. Akumu mode is basically means if you get hit once by anything, you die right away.
Wow.
Damn.
That's insane.
Yeah, I beat that shit on PS3, but that mode was ridiculous. That game was the one where you had to like light bodies on fire, and it had like traps, and sometimes the enemies, if they just like slap you, you'll just die, and you gotta start all the way over.
Damn.
That's unforgiving shit.
Yeah, that's the real deal right there. Not no, Fortnite hold hand stuff.
No, it doesn't hold your hand at all.
Hell no.
So, I actually personally think the original Resident Evil 3 is on hard mode. I personally like to play it with turning off auto aim because I feel like I got to a point where things were easy for me. So I play the original Resident Evil 3 on hard mode. I turn off auto aim. It makes it harder to kill Nemesis because like you gotta run all the way. You gotta run. You gotta like make a 360 and you gotta aim all at the same time. Whereas if you have auto aim, all you do is you run and you press the aim button and she automatically aims. So it's harder that way, but it actually brings a more intensifying and immersive experience. But I personally don't like speedrunning Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
I generally like speedrunning some Resident Evil games, but not 3 because there's so many goods that you pick up from killing Nemesis in hard mode that it's like it's not that fun if you just like try to speedrun. the life selection already lets you like speedrun by like avoiding him like most of the time, but it's more fun to fight him and get like the weapon upgrades and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't get too many of those, but the ones I got were kind of useful, I guess. I don't know. I every time I fought Nemesis, I felt really underwhelmed. Like there wasn't much of a fear. I didn't really feel anything about it. You know?
You mean the original Nemesis or the new one?
The new one.
Oh, I was talking about the old Nemesis.
Ah, well, that is a completely different story, sir. That scared the shit out of me, and I still can barely play it. It's so intense.
Yeah, imagine the old Nemesis playing on hard mode with no auto aim. It's quite an experience.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, the new Nemesis, he just like he looks like a little bitch. Like he just doesn't act like he acts too alien. Like he doesn't really act like he had that evil monster, human-like cunning. Like he the thing about Nemesis was he was like he kind of acted human-like, but he acted like a really bad monster-like person with slight human-like qualities. But
Yeah,
the new
well,
Nemesis didn't really feel like that. He just felt like this big lopping alien
yeah.
flopping around and shit.
Yeah, it didn't have the same feeling. It didn't have the same atmosphere. It really, like the whole thing's objectively bad. And anyone not seeing that is honestly, well, they're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I don't know what they're on, but damn, powerful stuff.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to share?
I don't know. I think that might be about it.
We've beat this thing to death,
Yeah.
man. There ain't much more that can be said that's, hasn't been shown to the light. Because, I mean, I look at the comments and all the YouTube videos and all the Twitter, bro, everyone is waking up and smelling that coffee.
Oh, I hope that moment comes.
Yeah.
No, they are.
It's sweet revenge, because I remember 2-3 months ago we were getting so much flack. There was so many people like giving. Some people who even wanted to give us fucking death threats.
Yeah,
It was crazy. Like.
Well, some of them still don't want to budge, and it's like incredibly sad. But again, we can always make an appointment with Dr. Phil.
Yeah, that's what they need.
For real.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Thanks for calling in, man.
Oh, yeah,
we always
KT.
appreciate hearing from you, KT.
Alright, take care, guys.
Yeah. Not gonna answer you.
Who is it? Oh.
You want to hear? You want to?
Yeah, I know. I think. Hello.
Hello, you cut me off last time. You cut me off.
Oh, sorry. There was a computer error.
Yeah.
You cut me off. And I want to say one more thing, right? I think Resident Evil 1 should be remade. Now, hold on. Don't cut me off. Do not cut me off, okay? It should be remade, okay? Over the shoulder, okay? Lean against the walls. Multiplayer, okay? I want microtransactions because I want to buy different clothing for the multiplayer, okay? I want Resident Evil 4 to be remade multiplayer, and I want Resident Evil Outbreak 1 and 2, and I want Resident Evil Cover Arc, I remade them all. But I want the multiplayer in Resident Evil 1 remake, okay? Now I want you to see, give me the reasons of why you disagree with multiplayer microtransactions and lean it against the wall, over the shoulder, and more grenades. Now tell me why. Why do you disagree with God?
Trash.
And you're too
Why
busy
am I
going.
Too busy. Came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, and now you're like, oh, how do I have that certified badge? No.
Oh, come on. I want multiplayer. Don't you want like 2v2? Barry Wesker against Jill and Chris. 2v2. I won't control zombies and you'll control spiders and they attack each other in the main hall. With microtransactions and buying more clothes, do not think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Come on, tell me. And you said that it would be a tragedy if Resident Evil 1 wasn't remade over the shoulder. You would go to Japan and all this crap. Why?
Dude, we're going to Japan.
We're going to hold up a sign that says not my Resident Evil when the inevitable announcement happens.
But why my fake fan for wanting over the shoulder and multiplayer? Why my fake fan?
Because you came from Fortnite, obviously.
I never played Fortnite. it. I'm the real fan. I want a multiplayer. I want over-the-shoulder Resident Evil 3 remake. I want Code Veronica over-the-shoulder. And I want Resident 1 over-the-shoulder. It's about time. Resi 4 set the trends for over-the-shoulder. Now they must all be over-the-shoulder.
Wow.
You
Fake Resident Evil fan. Dr. Phil time.
No, fuck the Dr. Phil, okay? I want to say one thing, okay? Resident Evil 4, highest reviews, yes. Highest score, highest gameplay, yes. More than any Resident Evil game. 5 and 6, amazing. So why can't all the rest be over the shoulder? Tell Garai, come on. Resident Evil 4, best game of Resident franchise, no? Yes, best game. Resident Evil 2 has good reviews from user scores on Metacritic and on Metacritic scores.
Hold on, my mom's calling me. My mom's calling me. Hey, Mom.
Hello?
Hey.
Oh yeah, Paul.
I am sorry for taking up another slot here.
KT donated $5 through Super Chat. RE1 Imagined sounds
It
like
might
a
be.
trash idea.
Just a second.
The novel experience you get from the narrow hallways and mysterious atmosphere of Mansion does not work in OTS.
Oh, absolutely not. KT, thank you so much for your support. The Super Chat, really do appreciate it. It's so incredibly sad. It's so incredibly sad. That's what the fake Resident Evil fans don't understand. That's what the previous caller didn't understand. But, Paul, we are here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I recognize it. That's one of Normandy's. Hey, Norman! Norman, how many people have you got living inside your head? Where did you find the time to have all these other personalities when you're dressing up in your mother's clothes and looking through peepholes and girls in showers, Normandy? What the fuck are you on, you fat fucking British piece of shit? Don't you try and get me to feel sorry for you again. Oh my god, sorry guys, I had to get that rant out of my way here. And if you could at some time, if he's got the fucking Jill balls, put us on a conference call, because I want to tear him a new one. Oh, by the way guys, I've been on the phone to Jill, okay? You've been talking about, going over to Capcom, right? Well, Jill has promised to go along with you, and she will get the people responsible, and she will teabag them with those massive balls of hers and say, don't do it again. And there's more where that came from, so I hope that's good news for you. And come on, Normandy, you fucking inbred chainsaw hick. Who the hell do you think you're fooling? Call in, put me in conference. I want to talk to you directly. You fucking perverted, inbred, web-toed piece of shit. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
You too, brother. Dude, you know where the T-virus really came from? Jill's balls.
Yeah, Jill balls.
I've never seen this caller before.
Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, who's that guy who's been slagging off Normandy?
Oh no. Well, Paul, I believe.
Is he still there? Has he gone?
He's gone.
Do you have a message for him?
Why? Yeah. Can you stop attacking Normandy because he's done nothing wrong?
Yeah, I don't.
Just leave him alone, please. That's all I'm asking.
Well,
bro, man, dude, I don't know what to do. Hey, you're about to be exposed, pal. This guy fucking hates you.
well, no shit.
That guy fucking hates you. You know what, guy? You're on here watching us.
Normandy.
It means you're a nobody. We're somebodies. That's why you're pissed.
People. Yeah, watch us on a daily basis.
I'm not going to expose nobody, but there are a shitload of hate mail messages from that guy who just called in. If that was Normandy,
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
take my pecker and launch yourself. Paul is a good guy. He's just a bit. Paul's a fucking great guy. That's my favorite caller on the whole show. Okay, guys? Okay? Do you understand? I don't know about that. That name. Well, hey there, partner. Welcome to the show.
Hi, mate. Hello, guys. I just want to say that I pre-ordered Resident Evil 3. It arrived a few days ago. And I've been...
Dude, you've been exposed! You've been fucking exposed!
Hello.
Hey there, you guys can hear me?
Hell yeah.
Awesome. So, yep, this is Kevin again. So with all these rumors of, Resident Evil 8 Village, which I think is the most, the most stupidest title ever. I mean, I guess it worked when the 7 flashed on the screen because we didn't actually maybe know what that was, and then it showed Resident Evil Biohazard, and we were all surprised. But man, this reveal is going to be so bad when they show the 8, and it's going to show Village, and then Resident Evil. It's going to be like, well, it's just so stupid. So yeah, these are just kind of some thoughts on those rumors. One thing I actually now thought of when they revealed that they're going to be remaking Resident Evil 4 here, is think about it. Like, this is going to be so easy for them. The reason I say that is because, like, how they've been reusing all these assets from Resident Evil 7 on the RE engine, like Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, they all have the same colored bolt cutters, the red ones. It's from every single game. The crates and the way you, Leon would take the knife to the crate, it's the same every time. So with Resident Evil 8 and then 4 here, the remake, these playtester demos have already been stating that the main area is a village. Well, Resident Evil 4, one of the main areas is also a village. And then Ethan apparently goes into a castle. Well, again, castle's a main thing of the 4 remake. So it's like, they're just probably going to keep reusing all these assets of a castle and a village, make development time that much faster. They're just going to pump it out to get the money. It's like, it's just so lazy, what they're doing with this. And I think it's honestly a little lazy too. I guess you could say that, like when Code Veronica was supposed to originally be Resident Evil 3 before the Sony deal with having a main title on PlayStation at the time made it into Resident Evil 3. Well, one thing I just kind of thought about there was I think it might actually be even lazier of doing Resident because Resident Evil 8.
None of your business donated $1 through Super Chat. No Resident Evil 4 remake. No.
Oh, no.
95%.
None of your business. Thank you so kindly for your support through Super Chat. Really do appreciate you. Yeah.
So it's supposed to be 95% complete, and I guess they were almost going to scrap it, and then that's when they found out that people were loving it in the playtest. So that's why they then said, okay, well, hey, we have another Resident Evil 8 that's on the way, but that's not going to be for many years to come still. So let's just convert Resident Revelations 3 into Resident Evil 8. So in a sense, that's actually even also lazier of them. Because now we're taking a game that was never supposed to be Resident Evil 8 and just converting it into it.
Oh my god.
And then, I just think the timing is so odd. Because, did Capcom even think, like, again, the concept of Revelations 3 had the village and the castle. Okay, let's convert that to Resident Evil 8. Oh, by the way, that releases in potentially here 2021, next year. Oh, but back in 2018, they started Resident Evil 4 remake, but that also has a village and a castle, and that's going to be in 2022. It's just so weird, and I don't know if it's coincidence. It's just so strange. I feel like there's going to be so many assets reused. It's just going to be a lazy port. They're probably, and like the 3 remake, they're probably going to cut out so much content that it's just going to be a bare bones experience. And of course, the original Resident Evil 4 is just going to be much better than the remake. It just seems like it's just going to be that way. And I was I just think the Resident Evil 2 remake was actually a lot. If you want to say comparison between the 2, Remake 2 and Remake 3, Remake 2 was just better overall.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Comparative wise.
franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually made me think that's probably why we never heard much about Remake 2 when Capcom should have been discussing it with the fans like they originally promised, despite them making changes along the way. At least we would have, I guess, been in the loop, more so than to say. But that's probably why they didn't, is because they were planning on remaking both games and, being secretive. They wanted to remain it. No one has to know about this. And that's the other thing. I've noticed it, and not just Dust Golem with leaking things, but there's just been so many leaks of Resident Evil games. It's basically become the new franchise of leaks, just it's like Assassin's Creed every year being leaked. It's like, what's going on? They need to control these people. Someone's getting fired. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there ought to be some firings happening, man. You make a lot of good points.
Right. So, yep, but that's, and I was, thing I'll just say is I was watching some gameplay for Resident Evil Resistance today, and oh my gosh, it's such trash. I can't believe they did that. I mean, at least they didn't do the worst thing and call it Outbreak, but man, I mean, they probably would have just to get even more money out of that, but I mean, if they remake 4 just like they did with 3 here, everyone's asking for Code Veronica remake, which I thought would have been the next logical one. They just better not even touch it. Along with what's the other one? Oh yeah, and the Outbreak series. They just better not touch it, or else they're just going to ruin greatness all the time. So, but yeah, I think that's everything I got today. So thanks for taking my call.
Oh yeah, Kevin, appreciate you.
Thanks, bud.
Man, I tell you, it puts things into a perspective to think, okay, here's the remakes we got. What could they do next with what they're doing here? What could they do next? And I don't want them to do anything. I'd rather have no Resident Evil than a shitty Resident Evil.
They're recycling everything. Everything's being recycled. It's like the recycle process. Like the guy just, Kevin just said, like, they're reusing assets. Revelations 3 turning into Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil 8 fucking, basically Resident Evil 4 remake. So they're just reusing assets, taking things from every fucking, and that's what they did with 2 and 3 here.
Well,
so
yeah.
I want...
Even as far as Resident Evil 7, maybe even before that, they've been, the boxes and shit, probably all have the same animations and everything.
Same colors, same fucking, the whole 9.
Yeah.
Bare minimum. Can't even make new zombies.
Yeah, I know. God, how many times did I face the same zombie in Resident Evil 3?
Unbelievably sad.
And in the old ones, they had a lot more diversity, I'd say. Look here.
You got 2 callers.
Man, one of them's fake. And this one, hello.
Hello.
Dad? Is that you? Dad! Are you coming home with that pack of cigarettes you said you'd come back with?
This is a...
Dad!
Oh, he sounds... That's a better zombie than what we got in this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3.
I'd say it's more...
Free word from Capcom.
Hey, buddy, why don't you call AMC? They'll hook you up with a job real quick. Oh, here's the new mascot of the show.
Yeah, the fake Resident Evil fans.
I think this is the guy who exposed himself earlier.
No. Is it really?
I think it is.
Man, they're probably calling back with different usernames. The epitome. I mean, this is it.
Hi, Dad. I hope you're doing good, Dad.
It's just real.
Shut it down! Oh yeah, baby. calling the government. Dad, if that's you, you owe me a lot of money. The cracks are starting to show.
Oh, we had a zombie
The
call.
cracks
We
are
had a
starting
zombie
to
call.
show. What? I ain't answering that guy. It's gotta. Whatever the fuck he's saying.
Well, folks, I think that's going to do it for today. Fake Resident Evil. Don't tell me. What the hell's going on? Try to call out the damn show and you're like, no, man, it's so funny.
Close the motherfucker out.
Well, I
Fine,
mean,
fuck.
Rude. Fake Resident Evil fans lost. We won. The real, look, and it's not a surprising moment because we told you guys that the cracks were starting to show. We told you guys that the reality of the situation is that the lazy millennial, what the hell is so funny? The lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, they didn't hit that home run. And it's quite clear, for those who are still in denial, you need to go see Dr. Phil. But we appreciate you coming along, tagging along for the post, what should we call this? The post sort of the downfall of this is the downfall. The new era of the down. What the fuck is so funny? What did they say?
The ventilator.
KT donated $2 through Super Chat. Michael, what's our future now?
Unfortunately, rock bottom, I think, for the Resident Evil franchise anyway. KT, thank you so kindly once again for your support through Super Chat. This is the Titanic, and it's sinking fast. It's coming down fast. And the fake Resident Evil fans are too busy drinking before we hit rock bottom here. What the fuck is so funny? You stupid idiot. You're a stupid idiot.
We shouldn't have hung up on that guy.
Why?
He was calling
He
in.
hung up on it.
He was on a ventilator, so.
No, he wasn't.
Well, you know.
The fuck's saying that
could've
shit?
been.
They're fucking baiting you, bro.
No,
you know, no vent. It was obviously
true.
someone fucking around.
It's true.
Whatever, dude. Go to bed. You're tired. And the fake Resident Evil fans, maybe we'll have an appointment with Dr. Phil one of these days. And we'll see where that can take us. But we thank all of you for joining us for this one hell of a long ride. Fake Resident. What the fuck is so funny? I'm gonna do it! Thank you so kindly for joining us. The real Resident Evil fans, your support, the Super Chat, really do appreciate you. And, well, Dillon, the details, your channel's still up. You still got some reality checks up there.
There's some more content coming, but I think I'm about done with this Resident Evil shit.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Maybe one final one. Yeah. But beyond that, we're going to move into some actual decent content.
Yeah, we'll see. Well,
because I'm done with this shit show, man.
Okay, Dillon, in the details. But again, thank you so kindly for joining, and we'll see you next time.
KT donated $2 through Super Chat. Make a refake fan compilation clip and upload.
KT, we're still here because we saw your Super Chat coming in. We really do appreciate you. Make a fake Resident Evil. Well, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can put together. I mean, there's a fuckload of videos, so, you know, and the fake Resident Evil fans are, they're still biting. They're going...
Yeah.
Let me see that real quick because they're probably saying, "Oh,
yeah.
Michael, oh, Michael." But again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Take care.